Hey, honey. Where are you right now?
What's wrong, husband? Are you finished with work finally?
Yep. Yep. I've done all work today. I'm just asking because Samuel messaged me and said he's got sick after coming home.
Oh, really?
Did he call you?
Yeah.
He said you're not home and he hasn't had dinner yet. It's 8:30, you know. Where are you right now?
Oh, I thought I told you before. It's Sheriff's party, and we are joining a party at a bar in the city center now. We're going to be out all night.
It seems that you haven't told me about this yet. It's better that you tell me in advance whenever you're going to be out late.
Ah, I really thought that I told you. Honest mistake. Sorry, babe.
Still, before leaving this late, please consider our son. Samuel is only 10 years old. He can't be home alone like this.
Yeah, I get it. I promise this will be the last time. Anyway, did you come home?
I'm on my way home now and buy Samuel some food and medicine. I left as soon as I got Samuel's message.
So you'll be home pretty soon then? In that case, there was really no need for you to message me.
Of course. I know you need your time and to hang out with friends. But Samuel is still small and he got sick. Do you think you could cut back just a little for his sake?
Excuse me? Who is it that does the housework every day and watches over him? And yet, you still criticize me for occasionally going out with my friends?
I've never said that. I'm completely fine with you spending time with your friends once in a while. But you're going out almost every single day lately. Don't you think you should spend a little bit more time at home?
No, actually, I can't. Well, if you're suddenly so concerned about this, why don't you come home earlier? All you ever talk about is work. Have you ever thought of lending me a hand once in a while?
I really wish I could spend more time at home, but it's been quite hectic lately, and there's a lot to get done.
If that's the situation, maybe you could give me a break too. It feels like you're being hypocritical.
Come on, I at least complete all the housework and other tasks on my days off.
Amazing. You help out twice a week, and I have to do everything myself the rest of the days. What do you want? Husband of the year.
Okay. I am really grateful for everything that you do. I would just really appreciate it if you could show just a little more. I don't know. Motherly affection? At least it's for Samuel's sake.
Men your age constantly complain about how women should always act or think like mothers. You need to get with the times, Walter. I won't allow you to burden me with those kinds of outdated values.
Men my age? What do you mean, Stella? We're only 9 years apart, you know. I don't think the generation gap in values is all that huge.
Oh, did I hear your feelings? I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's not like I'm not aware every day how much older I am than you.
I should hope not. But on the other hand, you got yourself a beautiful and hot wife like me. That should have made you satisfied, Walter.
Yes, I'm truly grateful. But I'd appreciate it if you could also think about Samuel a bit more. It's important for a little boy to spend time with his mother.
Oh my God! Are we still talking about this? Why do I have to put up with this every single time I go out? I can't have any freedom just because I'm a mom?
I never said that. You know what, I've had it.
Do you want to divorce? Considering that I'm almost there.
Hey, hold on. We cannot talk about the divorce only for this reason. Can you calm down a little bit?
It's your fault. You just can't help yourself from nagging and complaining all the time, can you?
I have to think about Samuel. Will you listen to me at least?
This isn't about Samuel. And just so you know, I'll be taking custody if we do end up getting divorced. So unless you're prepared for it, don't push me at this time.
All right, I got it. I'm sorry. Please don't get angry.
Do you promise not to keep nagging me all the time?
Yes, I promise. Sorry I went too far. I'll be more careful in the future.
You won't mind if I go out with my friends, will you?
No, not at all. You need to unwind every once in a while, same as anyone.
Exactly. If you can understand that, then I believe we'll be fine now. I apologize for getting frustrated earlier, Walter.
No worries. It's all right. Just please message me when you're going to be home late. I just get worried about Samuel if I don't know.
Okay, I understand. I'll be more careful next time.
Thank you. Me too. I'll be more careful with how I talk next time.
I appreciate that. You're so nice and understanding. And you love me too, right?
I love you so much.
Thanks. I'm gonna get back to the birthday party then, okay? Good night. Good night.
A few weeks later.
Do you have some free time right now?
Of course, what's going on? By the way, where are you at the moment? It's already 10 o'clock.
Don't worry about that right now. I have mentioned I have something important to share with you. Are you paying attention?
All right, go ahead. So what's this important thing you want to tell me? All right.
No, I know you're a very understanding person, so I don't actually think you'll get mad at all. But I just want you to promise just in case.
Well, it's impossible to promise until I know what you're going to say. Okay, let's tell me what it is.
No, sorry. I want you to promise not to get mad first, and then I'll tell you. I'm not sure whether I can love someone who is unable to keep a simple promise.
Fine. I promise I won't get angry. Now will you tell me what's up?
You swear? No matter what I say, you definitely won't get angry.
Yeah, I swear. All right? Now what is it?
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and apologize up front. I'm really sorry, but I got pregnant with my boyfriend.
What? What? Boyfriend? Having a baby? Are you serious?
Now I already told you that I'm sorry, and you promised you wouldn't get angry.
I know, sorry. I was really surprised. But is it true? Are you really pregnant?
Absolutely. I went to the hospital and got confirmation. And I think you should also know this. No matter what happens, I'm definitely going to keep the baby. I know that might be difficult for you to accept, but I'm sure it's better than being divorced, so please don't complain, alright?
Really? That's fantastic. You've got my full support if you decide to have the baby. Actually, I insist.
Oh, to be honest, that's not the reaction I was expecting. I was prepared for a fight, but right now I'm not even sure what to say.
Why? What's wrong? You're pregnant, right? That's reason to be happy about.
Well, yes, that's true. But I mentioned it's my boyfriend's child, not yours.
What are you saying? That's the best part. I swear, right now, I feel so thankful.
Don't get me wrong. It's wonderful that you're excited.
Yeah, that's great. I want you to have the baby. I'd be disappointed if you didn't.
Really? I can't express how relieved I am to hear you say that. Thank you.
No, thank you. This is the best news I've heard in a while.
That's wonderful. Of course, I also want to raise the child. That means I'll need your financial support, Walter.
Are you joking? What are you talking about? Obviously, I won't be providing you with financial assistance.
What? What? Why not?
So why you were happy and supportive? Of course, I was happy. I finally have a cut and dry reason to divorce you.
Divorce? Why?
Isn't it obvious? What part is confusing? Anyway, you got pregnant with other guy and want to raise the kid? After we divorce, I don't really care about your choices.
Why are you acting so strangely? I thought he was happy about that. Are you truly fine with our divorce?
Why do you think I'm the strange one here?
What's confusing you? Your behavior is definitely weird.
What is it that you don't comprehend? You cheated on me, got pregnant, and then revealed it to me?
Yes, but you never question what I say. You never disobey me. I didn't think you were even capable of it. I really didn't anticipate you doing something like starting a divorce conversation.
Oh man, I just knew you would try to turn this around and get angry at me. It's impressive, really. I have no idea where you get that kind of nerve.
So, you're really okay if we get divorced? You realize you'll never be able to get a smoking hot young wife like me, right?
It's okay for me. I will never regret excluding you from my life. And by the way, you should also stop describing yourself as young and smoking gorgeous. It makes me goosebumps.
I really appreciate this attitude out of you. It means you've done a good job in life. I am trying to compliment you over here, but don't get carried away.
Me get carried away. Okay, whatever. Besides, are you gonna divorce me? I can say whatever I want.
Really? Do you feel free to talk to me like that? If things keep going like this, we're actually going to get divorced? And like I said, I'm going to take Samuel with me.
Yeah, good luck with that. There's no way that I don't get custody. You have no chance.
Oh, you really think so? Do you think that I will let you raise Samuel?
Whatever. You can think whatever you want. It won't change anything.
I'm the one who should be saying that. Mothers almost always get custody of the children. You work all the time and have little time for our son. There's like no chance that you get custody. Weekends at best, but I'll fight even that.
Do you even want custody, really? You never really seem to care about Samuel.
Honestly, I don't care that much. But this isn't about him. I've always mentioned taking custody if we divorce. So if you're going through with a divorce, I'll definitely pursue custody.
Yeah, I had a feeling that's how it was. Though, if you just agree, it would simplify things. Just a thought.
That's not happening, though. Even my mistake won't affect my custody claim. No worries.
So, that's the way it's going to be, huh? All right then, let's see how it will go.
You don't need to remind me. I think we both know how it will unfold. Anyway, I'll be back home tomorrow. I'll be expecting a sincere apology from you.
The next day.
Walter, I'm on my way home. I expect to hear your apology for last night.
Why would I apologize to you?
Oh, what's this? Did you forget yesterday's conversation already? I'll make sure you are never permitted to even look at a picture of Samuel again if we get divorced. You'll never see him again for the rest of your sad life.
I think you're confused. If anyone isn't going to see him again, it's you.
You don't have any right to stop me.
Actually, I do. It looks like I'm going to get full custody, and that's in no small part thanks to you. Thank you so much.
Okay, really? What are you talking about? Do you even know what the judge thinks about when deciding who gets custody of a child? I don't think an absent parent like you has much of a chance, honestly.
Maybe in a normal situation. But remember what you told me yesterday. You mentioned that you don't really care about him.
And what's your point? I don't see how that matters.
Plus, you're pregnant with someone else right now. You said you plan to have that child and raise it.
Yeah, I did. Again, what's your point, Walter?
You're going to have another person's baby, and you will not have time to take care of Samuel. Do you really think that sounds like a mother who will take proper care of Samuel? Seems like enough reason for me to get custody.
Wait a moment. That's it. That's it. You think I can't get custody because of that?
Well, it's certainly that Samuel definitely won't choose to go with you when the court asks him. And it looks better for me because I've already talked to my boss and explained the current situation. So I'll be able to be home on time every day from now on, no matter what. I'd say the chances are starting to look slim for you.
Whatever. I'm still not sure if you're really going through with the divorce. This is just one of your jokes, isn't it? Not funny, as always.
No, I'm going to divorce you and I'm going to get custody of our son. I'm dead serious about this.
You say that, but I know you still love me. You told me you loved me just the other day.
I wasn't as certain that I could get custody back then as I am now. I therefore had little else to say at that time.
So, now that you're feeling more confident to get divorced, do you honestly believe someone else will be interested in you? You? An old man, good for absolutely nothing but making money? Are you truly okay with this?
As long as I can have a peaceful life with my son, I'll be content. If money is so important to you, you should seek child support from the person who got you pregnant. That would be a better choice than staying married to an older man whom you don't respect.
No, I can't. He is now just starting his own business. He needs my support, if anything.
So, you've been giving him our money? You know what? Never mind. We're getting divorced anyway. And I'll be looking to get child support from you, by the way. So, you should probably contact a lawyer.
Are you out of your mind? You know that I don't work. And he doesn't need money either. Do you believe that a judge will order me to pay child support when I can't even afford to care for my new kid?
Ah, that's a good point. But you don't need to worry about the new baby. I've talked to your parents, and they said that they would raise the child. So you can rest easy on that front.
What are you saying? Did my parents know this? You told them all.
Well, of course. We're getting divorced after all. They need to know. I've already spoken to my parents as well. And I actually spoke to your boyfriend already as well, so he's completely up to date on the situation. And bad news for you, but it looks like he's out.
You spoke to David? You've got to be kidding me.
I've always planned to get custody of Samuel and divorce you. I've been thinking about this for ages now. So I hired someone to figure out where you were actually going all this time.
Are you freaking kidding me? Do you realize what a serious breach of privacy that is?
Don't give me that. You're so clearly the one in the wrong here. Anyway, I didn't find anything that would actually help me get custody, but at least I was able to put the info to some use now.
I can't believe you. This is all your fault from the very beginning, just so you know. You neglected me. Why do I have to sit here and listen to you blame me for everything?
You're the one who decided to go out all the time, drinking with your friends and going to clubs, and ignored your son. What else am I supposed to do here? Even your little son can understand that you were wrong. He's angry too. He wanted her mother.
Okay, Walter. It's all my fault. I won't go out anymore. I'll do better at taking care of Samuel. So please forgive me.
Sorry. It's way too late in the game for me to be tricked by something like that. I am perfectly clear, headed about this, and can't be confused.
But you said you loved me, and I believe you. I know you don't really want to divorce me, and I still want to live with you. I don't want to get divorced.
No matter how you look at it, there's no other choice but to get divorced. You don't love me. You love going out. You love going to clubs. If we get divorced, you can do that as much as you want without me hassling you. I know that's the life you really want. And more than that, Stella. Well, I don't love you, and I want to get divorced more than anything else in the world. After that, Stella's boyfriend left her, and she had to go back to her parents' house. After all, she eventually signed the divorce papers. I was eventually granted full custody, along with child support provided by her family. Furthermore, her parents agreed that they would care for the new baby once it was born. Since we had information about Stella's boyfriend, her parents were eventually able to secure child support from him as well. Samuel and I decided to move to a new house to start fresh. Fortunately, Samuel had already become accustomed to his mother's absence, so he quickly adapted to it, the new situation. And I think both of us are smiling more than before.
Hey, Iris. What are you doing? Are you at home or out?
I'm at home, Ken.
That's good to hear that. Has Mom already arrived? Does she seem like she's all right?
Yeah. She just got here. I'm just bringing her things in now.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Sorry, dear, I left everything for you to handle with that.
Don't worry about it. I know you've been busy with work. It's not like you could have really done much about it, right?
I mean, yeah, but still. Today is the day my mom's going to start living with us. I just wish I could have been able to help out in some way.
Right.
What's that?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Are you sure you're going to be okay on your own? I know Mom has some heavy things in her luggage. So be careful and not trying to carry too much.
Okay, I'll be fine. There's nothing to worry about. I've got some movers who are helping carry the really big things. So I don't have to try to lift them myself at all. Honey, you've got a day off work tomorrow, right? If there's things we don't really know where to put yet, you can help us figure the remainder out tomorrow.
Okay, I'll do that. But please be sure to at least get the bed together. You know Mom's got a bad back, right? Having her sleep on something even a bit hard would really do a number on her.
Yeah, I know. You've asked me about it countless times already. I already got the bed frame put together before she arrived. The mattress should be arriving this afternoon as well. So there shouldn't be a problem.
That's good to hear, Iris. Thanks a lot for dealing with all of that. I don't have work to stay late today, so I should be coming home on time.
I love it. Oh, do you think you could stop by the store on your way home?
What? Why didn't you go shopping just yesterday? We should have plenty of food at home already.
Yes, we do. But your mom is telling me that she really wants a steak for dinner. But we don't have meat in the fridge. I'm kind of busy to deal with the mattress, so.
Can you just leave the house for a bit and go buy some steaks? It's not that hard of a problem to solve now.
Excuse me?
What? Is there something wrong with that?
Are you really fine with letting your mom stay at our house alone? That seems like it would be something to worry about, don't you think? At least I feel concerned about it.
I don't know what you mean. What's there to be concerned about? I mean, she's going to start living with us now, and she's been to our house a number of times before already. I really don't see what the problem is here.
I still haven't gotten to put the lock on my bedroom door yet. That's supposed to be arriving today. I'm not about to leave her alone in the house until I can make sure I can lock my room first.
Wait. Are you being serious? You're actually intending to install a lock on your door?
Yeah.
You don't even trust my mom? Mom's going to be sad if she knows that.
This isn't a matter of whether your mom is going to be sad or not. It's about my own privacy. I've had to deal with her going into my room without my permission before. And I am not about to deal with it again. Maybe she hurts herself on something in my room. I can't afford to take responsibility for it. I don't have that kind of money.
I've told you this before. Why can't you just talk to her about it? She'll understand if you just try talking to her. Don't be so stubborn and just try to communicate for once. She's family.
But she's your mother. She certainly doesn't respect me like I'm her family. Did you forget about how she ripped up my clothes last time?
That was an accident. Are you really still holding a grudge against her for that? Are you really so persistent?
Those were very important clothes to me, whether accident or not. I have a right to want to secure my things anyway. I am not going out until the lock for my door arrives. If you aren't going to go by what your mom wants, then she'll just have to get it herself. Are you fine with that?
What? You're just being mean to her. You really want her to go shopping after she's already exhausted from moving then?
You should go get the steak your mom wants. And tell her that she'll have to wait until you come home.
Fine, whatever. I'll just go to the store then come home. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'll see you when you get home.
Make sure to tell Mom to text me if there's anything else she wants to eat.
Okay. Don't worry about it. In the meantime, I'll get everything cleaned up over here.
Just try to actually get along with her, okay?
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Iris. What are you doing?
What?
I got a text from Mom.
She texted you? What's this?
She hasn't seen you all day and she was starting to wonder about what was going to be done about lunch.
What are you talking about? She hasn't said a thing to me.
Well, I know that you've been doing work in your room this whole time. But isn't it hard to hear her calling you? Actually, you should think about her for a bit.
I don't know what you're talking about. We just saw each other in the living room. And at that time she didn't say a word to me about lunch. Yesterday she even told me that she was planning to go out today.
Oh, you don't know. Those plans fell apart apparently. That's why she's still in the house. That's why she's asking about how you haven't been out of your room. The least you could do is have lunch with her, couldn't you? Her plans having been scrapped, so Mom's been lonely.
Look. I'm sorry to hear that her plans got cancelled. But I can't plan my own schedule around that. I was under the impression she was going to be gone for much of the day, so I don't have anything prepared for her.
What? You're telling me she hasn't eaten anything for lunch at all?
Well, yes. What did you expect? We've been eating lunch separately this whole week.
You're kidding, right? Why haven't you been preparing anything for lunch for her? Have you not been thinking of her at all?
No. Far from it. In the very first day she spent here, I asked her if she wanted me to prepare something for her. But she just told me that she would make something for herself.
What are you talking about? So Mom's just been alone this whole week? I can't believe how cold you're being to her.
What? I have a job that requires that I work in my room. I don't normally eat in the afternoon. I might have a light snack. This is how my work days have gone for ages.
What's been going on for ages can't just stay the same now that Mom's here. Come on. Can you at least spend some time with her? Why do you think she's living with us in the first place? It's not like she's living here to be alone.
No, she's living here because she wants to be with you. And I can't even be entirely sure of that to begin with. You're the one who brought up the idea of her living with us in the first place. I certainly wasn't asking for this.
Don't say things like that. I'm the eldest son in this family. It's been my responsibility to take care of Mom ever since Dad died. Don't you remember that?
Yes, I already know. But we talked about this before. I clearly explained that my job keeps me in my room and that I wouldn't be able to leave it for the whole day. I also told you that I had no intention of trying to change that. And you told me that that would be fine. Don't try to tell me you forgot.
Yes, sure. I do remember. But it's not that hard to even do the bare minimum to not let her.
I'm not just letting her sit there. She's not a doll. She's free to do what she likes as long as it doesn't involve my room. She even told me she wanted to make her own lunch. I'm not refusing to make her a meal if she wants it. But she just wanted to deal with her lunch on her own. And since she didn't want my help with lunch, I just naturally went back to work. Plus, we're still eating breakfast and dinner with her. On top of it, I'm still dealing with all of the housework.
You're the one who's staying at home after all. It's not like we can have Mom start doing stuff like the housework.
Excuse me? Have you forgotten that I have a job just like you do? I may work at home, but work is work.
All right, I'm sorry. It doesn't change the fact that Mom is lonely. Starting tomorrow, make sure to at least show your face once during the day. I would, but I can't exactly go home in the middle of the day.
Fine, whatever. But only for a little bit each day. I still have work to do. I don't want to hear any more complaints after this.
Yeah, I'll be sure to tell Mom as well. Why am I hearing that after Mom went through all the trouble to invite one of her friends over? Mom said you just tried to chase her friend out of the house.
What? Chase her friend out? I have no idea what you're talking. I just asked them to talk a little quieter. Nothing else.
And that's what I mean by you chasing them out. You shouted at them with a super angry expression. What else were they going to do after that?
What are you talking about? I did nothing like that. I just asked them normally without even raising my voice.
I don't want to hear your excuses. What is wrong with you? Why are you so intent on butting heads with my mother? What has she done to deserve this from you?
Wait. Hold on a second. I know just how important your mom is to you. But I don't see why you suddenly feel like it's fine to not pay any attention to anything I say. I am your wife.
Did you forget that? I know that, but a wife and a mother are two very different positions. There should be no problem with me only listening to one person's story.
I see. Well, there's nothing else I need to talk to you about.
What?
I mean, you've clearly heard all from your mom, right? And clearly you're believing everything she says. So what's the point of me saying anything at all?
Look, just this once I'll listen to what you have to say.
Oh, how magnanimous. Anyway, you remember what I told your mom this morning, right? We were right in front of you as we were talking. I told her that today I had a really important online conference. So I would need her to be quiet.
I do remember you saying that.
And yet, despite all that, without even so much as warning me, your mother brings one of her friends over. Not only that, but after her friend arrived, she repeatedly knocked at my door and tried to call for me.
And you shouted at them just because of that? Couldn't you have just gotten some drinks for them? It's just basic hospitality.
That's exactly what I did when her friend first arrived. However, I had to return to my room shortly after as the meeting was starting soon. In the middle of the meeting, they called loudly for me and the TV was on with the volume set really high. So all I did was ask them, "Can you please be quiet a bit?"
But hold on. Are you sure you didn't say things more rudely? You must not embarrass my mother in front of one of her friends.
What sort of embarrassment are you even talking about? I specifically asked her at the start of the day to try to stay quiet and explained perfectly. Despite all that, she clearly didn't care about what I wanted and did the exact opposite. Who's the one being unreasonable here?
But there's still the problem of how you said it. If you had such an important meeting, couldn't you have just gone to some other workspace or something?
Why are you so determined to make this my fault? This is my house. I had this all planned out in advance, and I clearly requested what I needed too. Why am I the one who has to meet with her demands? If she wanted to bring a friend over, she should have at least told me in advance. I even asked her about that specifically. And do you remember how the both of you agreed?
Yes, I remember that. But plans might always change.
But why can't she tell us about it? What's so hard about that? I am still in the house after all. Okay, just stop it. I still have work to do. And I can't leave it any longer if we're going to talk about this.
No, hold on. We're clearly not done talking, Iris.
What's going on?
I heard everything from Mom.
What?
I had no idea you were this terrible of a woman.
I still have no clue what you're talking about.
You're not going to get by playing dumb after how much you've pestered and picked on Mom.
Pestered and picked on? What are you talking about?
Stop trying to play all innocent. I'm here being serious with you. I've heard all about all of the terrible things you've done for Mom. There's no point trying to deny it anymore.
I ask yet again. What sort of terrible things are you saying? Please stop speaking so vaguely and actually tell me.
My mom came crying to me earlier today complaining about everything you've been doing. She's just had to endure your horrible treatment this whole time.
What?
I'm so disappointed with you. We should get a divorce.
Really? Have you thought about it?
Yeah, from what my mom told me, I can't stay with you anymore.
Whatever. I have been tired of you too. But just let me prepare the luggage. Without this, I can't work.
What? You're still thinking about your work now. Shouldn't you apologize for what you did?
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not wrong for anything. I also think we shouldn't live together. You'd better do that with your dear mom. So, bye now. After that, Ken filled out his end of the divorce papers with no further complaints, and I was able to get them filed with no issues. His mother did rifle through all of my things without any care for what she did to them. So I filed suit for everything she damaged. They agreed to settle out of court and pay for what they did. I might just end up moving away. Without my income, Ken can't handle the mortgage, utilities bills. So they managed to get a small cheap apartment somewhere. Just getting rid of they two out of my life is the best bless for me. Donna, I'm sure you have a bad personality deep down. You're simply really excellent at hiding it.
What were you saying to me? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden? Did I do anything to you?
Well, given that you're marrying my trashy brother, I'm pretty confident I'm correct. You've most likely committed a few crimes in your life. Just texting you makes me nervous. My hands are trembling. Never come near me, monster.
Are you having pleasure conversing with yourself? It appears to be a tragic situation. Andrea, I know you don't get along with Edric, but it doesn't give you the right to disrespect me like this. I'm not going to sit here and take your insults because I'm his wife. Please refrain from assuming that I am a criminal.
Simply keep quiet. I know that the woman he chooses as his partner will be a scumbag. This I am certain of.
What makes you think he's a bad person? I don't understand it at all.
What? Are you certain? Do you understand why?
Because his parents could not afford to pay for him to attend high school or university, he worked many jobs to cover the costs. Because of his hard work and determination, he was able to graduate from a prestigious university. I believe what he did was admirable, and he is not a bad person, as you maintain. I don't understand anything you say.
What do you mean? He defied my parents' request that he drop out of high school and begin working. Our family required him to work in order for him to pay for and support our family. He abandoned our family to attend university. That is not a decent behavior.
Wow, I feel sorry for you, Andrea.
What exactly did you just say to me?
Your parents have thoroughly misled you only because you are their favorite child. They've instilled in you all the erroneous morals and perceptions of our culture. Everything you say is ridiculous and idiotic. That's why I said I'm sorry.
This is unbelievable. How can you respond to me in this manner?
I'm enjoying texting you, but I have to go grocery shopping right now. What a travesty.
Hold on a second. I'm not going to accept your nonsense. You had better retract that statement and apologize to me right now.
Just relax. The fridge is empty, and I need to go shopping before the stores close. After all, I'm preparing meals for your family as well. If I don't go get some groceries right now, you won't be able to eat dinner. Are you certain you'll be okay without food tonight?
No way. Why are you bringing that up now? You're really annoying. You're perfectly right for my idiot brother. Two oblivious idiots were made to be together. You slacker, hurry up and start shopping.
Thank you for your kind words.
What? Are you delusory? I'm not complimenting you. Why would I do that?
Anyway, I'll leave now. Goodbye.
What's the matter with you? I despise speaking with you. Good day, Donna. You don't have to return home because you no longer have authorization to do so.
What are you talking about?
Simply place the items you purchased for us in front of the entrance. I'll get it and take it inside later.
Are you certain about what you just told me? It comes as a surprise.
I just informed all of my relatives about the 2 times you were sentenced to prison for crimes you committed.
What did you just say? Are you kidding me? I've never been in jail before, and I've never committed a crime.
I don't care if it actually happened or not. All of my relatives will believe anything I say if I say it is true. I told so many people about it while you were out grocery shopping. I first informed my mother, father, and grandmother because I was currently living with them. Then I made certain to inform my other relatives, including my aunt, uncle, cousins, and numerous more. I texted them all, telling them you were a horrible lady who married Edric while concealing your criminal background. I also told them you'd gone to jail twice before.
How could you do anything like that?
I informed them that the first offense was for hitting someone in the face and the second offense was for shoplifting. My parents went berserk and ordered that you never set foot on our land again. So, don't ever come to my place again. Oh, and they also want you to divorce Edric. Can you blame them for not wanting a criminal in the family? I suppose I won't have to see you as much anymore.
I'm not getting divorced from him because of this. He's not the type of guy who would fall for a blatant lie like this.
Well, I'm not so sure. Even if he doesn't believe it, his entire family does. He'll be harassed frequently for marrying a felon like you. I would despise having to live such a life. I'm confident he'll get the divorce.
Why did you have to go so far?
Isn't this self-evident? This was done to ensure that my garbage brother lost everything. I never want him to be happy.
What's the matter with you? This is going way too far. Even for a lunatic like you.
I don't care. I'm furious just because he exists. The very thought of him irritates me right now. Why isn't he hurrying up and leaving our parents' house? He needs to hurry up and find his own house.
Isn't it evident why he's still living with you all?
What exactly are you trying to say?
It's fine, don't worry about it. Now I understand how you feel. I'm not going to return to that house, and we're leaving for good. I am not a criminal, as you claim, but I do not want to live with individuals who make up stories and lack common sense.
Finally, you're doing something valuable. Never return here. I don't want society's garbage in my home.
Donna, I'm deeply sorry for what occurred today. I only recently learned of it. My sister is insane. Sorry for not being able to help because I was at work. I deeply regret this.
Edric. I was also preparing to contact you about it. I apologize for not doing it sooner. So you heard what happened, right?
Sure, I did. Where are you now? Are you all right?
I've reserved a hotel near the station for tonight, so you don't have to be concerned about me.
That's fantastic news. Anyway, how can my family believe such an obvious lie? Someone as nice as you could not possibly have a criminal past. My family must have believed that because they don't know you as well as I do. My grandmother, on the other hand, did not fall for it, and she continues to tell me what a wonderful person you are. I'm very sorry for everything.
It's not necessary for you to continually apologizing to me. I'm relieved that your grandmother trusts in me. Also, I know you haven't been able to leave your parents' place since you're concerned about your grandmother, correct? She is the only one on your side, and I am the only one who is normal in your insane family.
Thank you for your understanding. I know that my being here is giving you a slew of issues.
It's fine, I can handle it. I accept to marry you despite the fact that these things could happen. Having said that, I believe we must consider a solution to the current predicament.
Yes, I was planning to speak with you about that as well. My grandmother has just given me permission to carry out the plan we discussed not long ago.
Oh, we're already carrying out that plan? I figured we'd try it in a few months.
That was the original plan, but I believe we can do it sooner. I explained the current circumstances to that person, and they said we could implement the strategy right away. Let's do it this weekend after things have settled down a bit.
That is ideal. It's finally happening, I suppose. I'm getting excited already. We only have a few days to wait.
At long last. Just wait a few more days. I'm sorry this happened to you.
I'm all right. Let's get through this together.
Oh, how much better this house is without you. Since you left, I've been in such a fantastic mood. My jerk brother appears to be leaving as well. He hasn't been in contact with you either, so you two must have divorced. My strategy is working perfectly. I believe telling all my relatives that you were a criminal was a tremendous success. You deserved it, nasty scumbag. Finally, everything is going my way. It's so much pleasure to see how everything comes together. My life is amazing. You must be quite envious of me. Pick up the phone right now. What on earth is this? Respond right away. Don't just disregard me.
It's been a while, Andrea. What do you want me to say? Is this related to the police report I filed against you?
That's exactly what I'm referring to. What were you thinking when you did it to me? You cannot simply file a police report at random.
Actually, there was every reason for me to file one. Did you know that defamation and harassment are also crimes?
What do you mean? Stop making up rubbish.
I'm not making this up. If you don't believe me, look it up. You tell all your family that I have a criminal record and have been in prison twice. You did this to get me tossed out of the house. This is certainly defamation and harassment.
Wait, what?
I've also heard you utter the same untruth to all of your neighbors. That, I believe, is detrimental to my reputation. If you keep acting like way, I'm going to have a lot of difficulties. I filed a police report so you could see how serious your actions are. It's not something you can get away with.
You can't possibly be serious, can you?
I'd be pleased not to charge you with a crime in exchange for a settlement fee. I'm confident that my lawyer will provide you with all the information you require.
What? Do I have to pay you anything? Why had it to come to this? What is going on? I'm not sure what you're talking about. I attempted to sell my parents' house in order to raise funds to pay you for the settlement expenses. I just learned out that the house has been on the market for a while and that a buyer has been located. Could you please explain what is going on?
Is there any use in asking me for an explanation? Your grandmother was the one who sold the house. She is the one who owns it.
What? My grandmother did this? I assumed the house belonged to my father.
When your grandfather died, I heard he left the house to your grandmother. You didn't realize?
How was I to know? Are you certain about this?
It must be real because your grandmother was able to list and sell the house.
No way. So how am I supposed to get the money to pay you for the settlement? I desperately need money right now.
Why do you have to sell the house to repay me? It's not a huge sum of money. Oh, you mean you have to pay for a lawyer and another settlement fee since you caused additional trouble?
What? You've heard about it?
Yes, I heard you ruined a marriage by sleeping with a married man. I heard that when you two came face to face, things got physical. You must have done a lot of property damage. Worse, your mother was aware of it and backed you.
Isn't it evident that my mother would approve of my pursuit of happiness? She should be helping me with my love life.
Your family and you are completely insane.
If you say that again, we'll have a real fight. You believe you know who I am?
I've also heard that you've been stealing things from the wife of the person you've been sleeping with.
What do you think about it? It's not wrong for me to take some of her belongings. In any case, my guy was the one who purchased the most of them. Because I'm with him, they're essentially mine. The designer bags, diamond rings, and sapphire earrings all look better on me than that old and ugly woman. I am entitled to whatever I took from her.
You are aware that what you did constituted stealing, correct? It's a heinous crime.
What are you talking about?
Everything you took from her was her property. Taking it from her without her permission is theft because it is not your property. It's as simple as that. How would you feel if I took some of your belongings without informing you? You'd call the cops and report it as a crime, right? Is that clear now? I'm not sure about the specifics, but if I were her, I'd file a theft report with the police. The items you stole from her appear to be quite costly. I suppose you'd have to return whatever you took or pay her the cost of the stuff, as well as pay for the crime you did. Maybe they'll forgive you if you pay them a settlement fee as well.
That's a lot of money. I can't believe it's happening to me.
You are attempting to sell your parents' house in order to pay for all of this, correct? I understand why you need so much money right now.
So, if you know what's going on, please assist me by giving me money. You are, after all, my brother's wife. We're now family, right? It's now your obligation to assist me. I'll accept you as a member of my family if you pay all of my fees.
What you're saying doesn't make any sense to me.
Why don't you understand? Are you really that stupid?
You are aware that I am one of the victims of a crime committed by you. You have a debt to me. Why did you assume I'd want to assist you?
Well, this is due to.
Oh, and there's one more thing. You must vacate your current residence since it has been sold. If you continue to live there indefinitely, you will be committing a felony. The house is no longer yours. You must all vacate before the deadline.
Why am I being forced to leave my home? I don't understand any of these rules. Why am I concerned about this? If my grandmother sold her house, does it indicate she bought another somewhere else? All I have to do now is relocate with her. I'm such a genius.
Unfortunately, that is also not going to be doable.
What is the reason for this?
She was arguing that there was no reason for her to let you live with her if you weren't her granddaughter.
What do you mean? She's my grandmother. I'm sick of you scaring me with your falsehoods.
She was explaining that she had lately requested your father to obtain a DNA test. The results have apparently come back, and you are not related to him at all.
What about a DNA test? Why is my family being tested right now? It makes no sense.
I'm sure your mother can tell you all about it. It is not my place to tell you.
What is going on?
There is another reason you won't be able to live with your grandmother. She'll be relocating abroad.
Is she really leaving the country? Why would she do such a thing?
She is about to marry a foreigner.
What? At her age, she's getting married again?
Her partner, too, recently lost his wife. I suppose they'll spend their final years as a married pair. I believe it is better for both of them because they will not be fully alone and secluded.
When in the world did she meet someone like that?
By the way, Edric and I will be moving in with your grandmother.
You're accompanying her? You're all leaving?
We accepted a job offer from your grandmother's new partner.
Will you be able to reside overseas at all? You can't even make ends meet in your own country. Moving overseas will not solve the problem. But what about the linguistic barrier? You'll be unable to communicate in English.
Oh, you didn't realize we've been taking Spanish classes?
Have you been taking language classes? When was this? I was completely unaware. What is going on in my life? Everything had gone horribly wrong all of a sudden. It's illogical. My life was going so beautifully until recently. None of this is fair to me.
It's most likely due to your long period of living without consequences. Everything you've done wrong has finally come back to bite you all at once. You must accept responsibility for your conduct. You can't always get away with committing crimes for free. We're all leaving the United States soon things settle down. Please pay any money owed to me before we leave.
Why must I do this? I'm not interested. I despise my life right now.
Andrea asked all of her family whether she could borrow money from them. Unfortunately, none of them were willing to assist her. She circulated stories about my being a criminal when, in fact, she was the one performing the crimes. All of her relatives told her that she should go to prison twice instead of me. They were all disgusted that she had also slept with another woman's spouse. The majority of her relatives were so outraged by what she had done that they decided to cut all relations with her. Andrea's parents opted to divorce for a variety of reasons. They both vanished without informing their families. Nobody knows where they are right now. Andrea had no one on whom she could rely, so she had to labor for the large sum of money she owed. A standard job would not be enough to pay it all off, so she had to look for a different type of career. I've heard that she's been seen heading into hotels with a variety of males on several occasions. I guess things aren't going so well in her life right now.
Harry. Are you there, Harry? I have something I need to discuss with you. Please respond as soon as possible.
Sorry, but I don't have time to discuss right now. Very busy.
Busy? What do you mean? You never leave the house. Isn't it true that you're a full-time housewife or something?
No, I've told you several times that I work from home. And, before you ask, my husband and I make around the same amount of money.
First and foremost, who said I was going to ask? And two, I seriously doubt it. I mean, isn't he a manager at one of the Fortune 500 companies or something? Are you seriously claiming that you earn the same as someone with that job? If that's the case, you must be awash in cash over there, don't you? You had better be lying or something because if it's true, I'm so jealous right now. Could you please share some of that with me? I'd like a weekly stipend, you know?
What do you mean? Is this related to why you messaged me in the first place?
Oh, please. I know you have more money than you can handle. Why can't I get some as well?
Maybe because we worked extremely hard to earn the money we have? I mean, I know you had that part-time job in high school, but have you ever worked since then?
That's exactly what I mean. That's why I require funds. Furthermore, my boyfriend and I want to go on a trip and we need money to do so.
Then do what we did, get a job, work hard, save up, and then take your trip.
Are you certain? But that's so boring. That's something I'd never do.
Are you saying that having a job is boring? I don't disagree with you, but I'm concerned about your future if that's how you envision working.
That's because I'm going to marry wealthy and never have to bother about such trivial matters.
What? Is that your intention? Just marry a wealthy person? Have you ever considered that someone so wealthy could want someone who is equally motivated to work and succeed?
What? And are you implying that I'm not that type of person or something?
I know you don't have a job, and I'm very sure you never do any housework. And you're preparing food. You recall what occurred the last time you attempted to make anything for the family, don't you? After one bite, we all decided to order takeout.
You said you weren't going to bring it up. That isn't fair.
Remember that nutritious dish you tried to cook once? It was the stew into which you had just put a whole bottle of vinegar and that awful health powder. That was a classic, for sure. But, in any case, I think my point was that you probably don't cook much at home either.
It wasn't the entire bottle, you understand? After all, We'll just employ a maid for all of that, so problem solved.
Yes, you are quite bright. Okay, do what you want. Anyway, I have some clients to deal with, so I can't text any longer. See ya.
That's okay. I was going to come over to your house anyhow to hang out.
What? Do you mean now? Sorry for the inconvenience, but I have a couple of pals coming over tonight. Okay, let's meet up another time.
Don't worry, I don't mind. They won't disturb me at all.
That wasn't my concern. I'll be the one bothered.
I already stated that everything will be all right. I'll see you in a moment.
Stella. Did you come over and drive the Ferrari parked in my driveway? I need to know right now, so please respond.
What's all the fuss about? Why are you so agitated? It's all right. My boyfriend and I simply thought it would be fun to ride it for a while.
Driving for a while?
Yup. The wind and sun are simply wonderful.
And where did you obtain the keys to that car, may I ask?
Well, while I was leaving yours, I noticed the key case sitting in a bag and just kind of helped myself.
You simply rummaged through a bag you discovered at my house?
It wasn't just any bag, it was yours. And since we're sisters, what's yours is mine, you know?
That bag wasn't mine, Stella. I don't have anything like that.
Oh, you're serious? Oh well, I guess it doesn't really matter who had the bag. Who could possibly be concerned about such little issues when the keys to a Ferrari are there in front of you?
So you should start worrying about them now.
Anyway, my boyfriend and I wanted to act like we were on a honeymoon, so we took it. We'll return in a few days.
You took the car so you two could go on a fictitious honeymoon?
That is exactly what I stated. And this guy says he goes to Harvard, so you know he'll be okay for the rest of his life. Maybe one day we'll get married. Of course, if that were the case, we could spend our honeymoon overseas. I can see myself traveling the world with my new hubby, staying in opulent hotels. Doesn't it sound dreamy? And now we get to do it in this Ferrari. I never imagined this would happen to me in 1,000 years. I guess this is the day to ask him what he thinks about, getting married.
Stop bragging about your phony honeymoon and return that car immediately.
Yuck. Calm down.
Stella! It's not a game. I'm not kidding.
Why do you continually want to ruin my fun? Why haven't you told me you have such a cool car? Why did I only discover this today?
Stella, that's not my car.
Wait. Are you certain? Isn't that not your vehicle?
No. It belonged to one of my pals, who was at my house at the time you arrived.
You're not referring to that one incredibly poor person, are you?
That lady is not in the least bit poor.
So, if she was truly wealthy enough to afford this car, why wasn't she wearing any costly clothes or jewelry when I was there?
Because she is the type of person who prefers to spend money on automobiles rather than clothing.
Oh, I see what you're up to. I understand you didn't want to lend me the automobile, but there's no reason to lie to me about who actually owns it.
I literally can't deal with you right now. Please return the automobile right away.
Sorry. We've already reached the freeway, and I believe it's a little late for that now.
The expressway? Where do you intend to take it?
Don't be concerned. Paul is an excellent driver. Everything will be okay.
Has he ever driven a vehicle like that before?
He claims it's his first time.
And you drove it on the highway?
I know, isn't it amazing?
Please bring that car right now, okay?
We're okay. After all, we'll need this car to travel around on our fictitious honeymoon.
Stella, this isn't a game. I'm not kidding.
Oh, and I also borrowed your credit card.
What did you do?
Why didn't you inform me about that, too? I had no idea you had a black card. I thought they just awarded those to celebrities and other renowned individuals.
What do you mean by black card? I don't have a black card.
It's not good to keep lying to your younger sister like Wei.
I'm serious.
Anyway, we'll be taking your card as well as your automobile for a short adventure. We'd already used the card to acquire a lot of clothes and other items for our trip. And, of course, we didn't skimp on the branded items. I believe we've already spent maybe $20,000 or so.
You've already spent $20,000 on that card?
Yeah. And it doesn't appear that we've even begun to scratch the surface of what this card is capable of. Who knew a black card could be used for so much? You're persistent. I'm trying to enjoy my phony honeymoon here, so I'm going to block you until we return.
Stella, please don't!
Harry! Take out your phone! There is an emergency. I'm not kidding.
What are you looking for?
I no longer have access to your credit card. It had ceased to function. Was it a forgery?
Was the black card you stole a forgery?
Yeah. Paul and I are attempting to check into our hotel, but our credit card is not being accepted. We had them attempt multiple times, but they said the payment was not accepted. That suggests the card was a forgery, right? Oh, no. What shall we do?
Stella, you won't be able to use that card because the owner has frozen it.
What? They had the card frozen?
Yes, it's that thing where you call the credit card company and ask them to halt any further purchases on that card.
I know what it means to freeze a card. However, if the card is frozen, we won't be able to check into our hotel. And the room I reserved was supposed to be one of the greatest suites on the property.
Perhaps you could make the reservation with your own money instead?
But we just have a small amount of cash right now.
I see. And if it was a hotel suite, I'm sure it was expensive. Perhaps you could just go to the bank and withdraw some money to pay the deposit?
On this vacation, I didn't bring any of my credit cards.
Wow. Are you certain?
I have to because I was planning on using your card instead. That is why I need you to go right now and unfreeze the card. Please.
Look. I attempted to clarify previously, but that car is not mine.
But was that a lie?
Stella, please open your eyes. Examine the card. What is the inscription on it? Is my name Henry?
But I thought I checked it out before taking it.
Let's be honest, you can barely read at a 4th grade level, so don't act like literacy is your strong point.
Don't be so rude. I understand how to read.
Take out the card, bring it up to your face, and reread the name printed on it.
That, however, is not possible. I only glanced at it and assumed it said Harry, but it actually says Henry. And the surnames are identical. How is this possible?
Isn't that an amazing coincidence? In fact, we became friends because we have nearly same names. We joked that if we were a pair, it would be difficult to tell a support on paper.
So there. Who exactly is Henry?
Why don't you ask your guy about her?
Why would Paul recognize her?
Just ask him, please.
What the hell is going on? When I asked him about Henry, he grabbed the car keys from my grasp and bolted out the door.
Hey Stella, did you eventually capture Paul?
Well, that is something you could say. However, the truth is that he simply crashed the Ferrari.
What exactly do you mean he crashed it?
He got carried away, pushed on the gas, and drove directly into the parking lot barrier as he was attempting to flee. The front of the automobile was dented, but Paul was unharmed.
Do you understand what you just did?
What's the big deal about it? I simply do not understand you. Just take it to the mechanic, right? You're always freaking out about the smallest things. It drives me insane. Like an elder sibling, but you have to allow me make mistakes now and again.
I'm pleased your boyfriend is fine, okay? But this isn't a minor blunder. Furthermore, have you determined why your boyfriend panicked and attempted to flee when you confronted him about Henry?
Oh. Actually, I forgot about that, now that you mention it. But, in any case, couldn't you just tell me what's going on?
Henry's younger brother's name is Paul.
What's her name? That's something I had no idea about.
Do you recall that one time? I'm not sure when, but there was this dinner party I was going to that you weren't invited to but sneaked in anyway? So, isn't that where you initially met Paul?
What does that have to do with anything? Wait. Was that Paul's sister's house?
Yes, it was. Anyway, you might have heard from Paul, but Henry and him have an odd relationship. That's why he probably freaked out when you told him the cards you just borrowed belonged to his elder sister, Henry.
That implies that the automobile. Is it also Henry's?
That's exactly what I've been trying to tell you. She owns both the car and the card.
Can you repeat everything?
Okay. I'll try to explain everything from the beginning once more. I didn't own the Ferrari you were driving or the black credit card you were using. Henry is the owner of everything I just mentioned.
Wait. So, then. Her own younger brother has no idea what kind of car she drives.
She only got the car approximately 3 days ago. I doubt Paul even realized she possessed it in the first place. That's what Henry is saying right now.
Is Henry present?
Yep.
Is she even mad?
In fact, I would describe her as insane. And after using her card to buy $20,000 worth of garbage, not to mention the expenses you'll have to pay to send the car to a specialist who works with foreign cars, you're definitely looking at least $100,000 in damages.
$100,000?
And that is the most you might owe at the end of this. That is why Henry has been enraged since this morning. Who knows what she'll do to you both when you return? She's had a very scary expression on her face all day, and it's starting to creep me out. I'd be worried.
Is it that bad?
Yes, it appears so. And there's one more thing.
After all that, what else could you possibly want?
We received a call from the hotel where you were attempting to check in.
You got a call from the hotel? What did they want to discuss?
Henry's husband, on the other hand, runs a resort company. And because he's close to the hotel's owner, he got a call right away when someone using his wife's card arrived up.
Wait. What are you trying to say? What do you intend to say next?
I'm on my way. Anyway, I think the cops turned up to the hotel to question Henry's husband about who this guy with his wife's card was and if they intended to take legal action. I mean, I won't lie, she's hardly the kind of lady you want as an adversary. Anyway, I've got to go. See you later.
Stella and Paul returned home looking like dead men walking after dealing with the wrecked automobile. Henry was, of course, waiting for them in a swiveling chair we had so she could whirl around and greet them spectacularly. As the two of them knelt to ask her forgiveness, Henry removed an envelope from her breast pocket and handed it to them. A bill for $70,000 was found inside. There were, of course, the items purchased with her stolen card, as well as the estimated cost of the Ferrari repairs. However, near the end of the list were the repairs to the hotel parking lot fence, which was destroyed in the accident. Henry told them they should be grateful she didn't call the cops on them. Stella is currently employed at one of Henry's husband's resorts. Meanwhile, Paul had to drop out of college and find work at a company run by Henry's acquaintance. She made sure to wish them both luck in repaying every penny they owed. She still visits the two of them on a regular basis. I believe she derives some sick satisfaction from seeing them both labor so hard for what they did to her.
Come on! Why aren't you answering the phone? Don't come running to me later, asking where your Americano is if you're gonna be like this. I even went out of my way to stop at a cafe and get you one as you requested. But since you're not picking up, I guess I'll simply drink them both. My own and yours. That's all right with you, right?
Kylie, please accept my heartfelt apologies.
I couldn't access to my phone because I was in a series of meetings until just now. I saw a lot of missed calls from you. Is there a problem? Is there a problem or difficulty at work?
No, there is no issue. That's not the case. I only have a request for you. I just wanted to let you know that I placed all of my duties for the week on your desk, so please finish things by the weekend. I rely on you.
Excuse me?
I went out of my way to swing by a cafe and get you this Americano and all, but you wouldn't even pick up the phone. I'm sick of waiting for you. Therefore, I'm returning home. I'll delegate responsibility for the task I assigned you, as well as everything else that arises in the office to you.
Hey, hold on a minute. I'm just getting back to my desk, and there's a massive mound of work waiting for me. I know you stated you wanted my favor, but this is excessive. You appear to have neglected practically every assignment that was assigned to you. To get everything done, I'd have to work overtime today and then come in on Saturday and Sundays. Well, oh my goodness. I thought you enjoyed it after a while.
So simply do that for me. Consider it recompense for everything I've done for you, such as purchasing this Americano.
What? Did I ever tell you how much I enjoy overtime? That does not sound at all familiar.
Yes, but unlike me, you are not a salaried employee. You get paid per hour. And you're merely a temporary employee, not a full-time employee. So, things are a little different. For you hourly workers, the more overtime you put in, the more money you get. So, you obviously enjoy it, right?
What do you mean?
Salaried employees like myself are given a fixed wage regardless of how many hours we work. So there's no point in me working myself to exhaustion. That is why I am leaving everything to you. You know, the one who requires extra hours. So make sure you put in plenty of extra hours and complete all of the things I assign to you. Okay?
You do realize you're the one who should be doing these things, right? Anyway, I'm sorry to disappoint, but I won't be able to assist with any of the items you've placed on my desk. Okay, I'll put them all back on your desk.
What's going on? You're not going to assist me and accomplish those.
No way! I know I've been helping you out here and there before today, but now you're expecting me to do everything for you. That's where I'm going to have to draw the line. So simply enjoy your Americano or both of them and do your own work.
Seriously, what on earth is this? Why should I have to rob you of this? Who are you to say no and refuse to do what I tell you to do?
What exactly am I? So I guess I'd say I've been here a little longer than you. Seniority and such? Is that something you've heard before?
Even though you've been with us longer than I have, you're only an hourly employee. Temporary employee. I'm also a salaried employee. We're just on entirely different levels. There is no comparison. You can't go against what I say. You must work extra hours for me.
No way.
Not to mention that I have numerous crucial stops to make today. So I couldn't possibly stay and work overtime instead. I have a nail appointment, eyelash extensions, and a spa session scheduled. Basically, my schedules are always filled.
If these critical stops are all scheduled to pamper yourself, you may simply postpone.
No way. Are you mad? A little worried I won't be able to reschedule. I planned everything meticulously so that I could complete everything before the wedding party at the end of the month. So as I already stated, there is no way for me to change it now.
Which wedding reception?
Come on, you know what I mean. Our CO is getting married. And he's throwing a big party for the reception, and he's invited practically everyone in the firm. I'm sure there will be many of the boss's friends there, and I'm even more convinced they will all be great people. So I have to give it my all for the event. Because, as we all know, first impressions count the most.
Your enthusiasm and attention to detail are admirable, but how about dealing with the issue at hand? First, do you like your job's residual tasks? I'm sure our CEO would be happier if you worked more instead of pampering yourself and looking for a husband.
Someone who doesn't have to worry about their appearance since they don't work at reception should take care of that work stuff for me, don't you think? Someone like, say, an hourly worker? And perhaps one past her prime? Do you get it?
Did you say that?
You won't be invited to the reception anyway, so you have all the time in the world, right? So hurry up and do what I said. Finish the task I left for you.
No. I don't have time to deal with other people's problems. People who are old have lives, too.
Let's get serious here. You are not married. When I was that age, you don't have that much going on in your life. Anyway, this is becoming tedious. Take care of your work, please.
What?
Even if you continue to say no, I'll just give you all of the work again on Mondays. Give up and get to work.
1 hour later.
Are you working overtime today, sis? We're getting ready to have dinner.
Yes, I still had this and that to deal with, so I ended up that way. Could you please place mine in the refrigerator? Sorry. I'll eat it as soon as I get home.
Yes, of course. But I think you've been working too many hours recently. Is everything in order? It's not like it's crunch time, but you're still working overtime every day. It's not like your department is working on a major project or something.
No, not at all. But let's just say I'm working late due to some interpersonal issues. But don't worry about me. How are the wedding preparations going? You've been visiting us frequently lately. What's the deal with Ruby? She's the bride-to-be, yet she seems to have vanished.
Ruby is currently on a business trip. So I've been handling all of the wedding preparations in her absence. I'll handle it. Because the wedding hall is close to home, it's difficult to resist stopping by for some of Mom's cuisine after I've finished with wedding preparation meetings.
I'm relieved that everything appears to be going swimmingly. Many colleagues expressed their eagerness to attend the party.
We're only doing the reception as a big celebration rather than a smaller gathering because Dad kept telling me that I should go big or go home. But if all of our staff are looking forward to it, I think I'll have to do my best to impress.
Yeah, when it comes to special occasions, Dad has always been a fan of luxury. Don't worry, Mom and I will make sure we stay right next to him on the big day. We'll both be keeping an eye on him to make sure he doesn't drink too much and raise a commotion.
You guys are amazing. With Dad's personality, I'm sure if no one was watching, he'd try to be the main attraction at my wedding.
True, but it was the main character syndrome that enabled him to expand the company so swiftly. But I have to get back to work, so I'll talk to you later.
Please try not to remain too late.
On the wedding day.
Just a second, Elmira. What are you doing here, an hourly temp working hag? Nobody invited you. Outsiders must hurry up and leave. Over there is the door.
You're extremely rude. You could ask respectfully, and you're not going to apologize? You splattered wine all over my gown, and now you want me to leave. Who would do such a thing?
All I did was point you in the right direction. I won't say sorry, but I will say you're welcome. I have to say, seeing you all dripping wet in wine, it fits someone like you perfectly.
What did you just say?
You're just a temp, but you have the audacity to show up here and try to enjoy the party. You're brave, and it is not a compliment. Really, I mean it. You should be more self-conscious and aware of your position in the pecking order at your age.
I have no problem knowing where I belong. That is why I'm here in front of you right now.
This is so embarrassing. Don't tell me yet. Are you actively looking for a husband right now? I understand that being alone at night can be lonely, but come on. It's difficult to see you right now since you're acting so desperate.
What do you mean?
But I guess I can't say I blame you for being so desperate. You are, after all, nearly middle-aged. Despite this, you are still not qualified for a full-time salaried position and are only working on an hourly basis. I'm guessing your future was looking gloomy, so you decided to seize a fairly good man while you still had the chance, right? You don't care who evaluates you. You're just gonna put yourself out there and hunt, huh?
Kylie, I believe you have a misunderstanding here. I'm not at the wedding reception looking for a husband.
What's the point? You mean you're just here to have fun? You just came here to congratulate our boss because you wanted to? That's your game. You're gonna use all of those best wishes to curry favor with him so that you can be promoted to full-fledged salaried employee.
What's that?
That makes total sense. True, I mean it. As a temp, you do not receive any benefits. I'm sure you can't take being in your 30s without those kinds of employment perks. It has to be awful.
I've tried to explain that's not why I'm here. You simply do not understand.
Sorry for derailing your grand scheme to swindle our boss. But guess what? I truly don't think you'd be happy as a full-time salaried employee, you know what I mean? For you, I believe that being an unhappy, pitiful temp worker in your 30s is the finest appearance. Continue to be yourself, a little errand girl. Perhaps maid is a better term.
Excuse me?
So, maybe I was wrong about why you came here. But I'd still think I nailed it when I flung that wine at you. You're way past your prime, and the only thing you're competent at is being told what to do. You should simply leave and go home. This is not an event for you.
Are you certain you want me to leave? Should I just go out?
I'm certain. Get your feet moving. This was meant to be a high-end event where we could party and have fun. But now the vibes are disrupted because someone let riff-raff like you in here.
I imagine the groom's sister will just pack up and leave. On my way out, I'll just say hi to the bride and groom.
Huh. What exactly do you mean, the groom's sister?
It hasn't been pleasant conversing with you. Goodbye.
Wait a minute. You can't just walk away after dropping that kind of bomb. You need to explain things a little more. You don't mean what I think you mean, do you, by the groom's sister? Don't tell me you're the sister of our CEO. No way, right?
Sure thing. Isn't that what that would imply? My father was the previous CEO, and my younger brother, William, is the present CEO. There's even a spot in the first row of sitting over there where the groom's family sits waiting for me.
What? Did you say front row?
But with my outfit like this, it doesn't appear like I'll be able to attend the reception. Not to add, you've repeatedly told me that someone like me should just go home. So, it's a shame, but I'll do as you requested and return home.
Hold on a second. You weren't serious about anything you said, right? That was just a joke you made up on the spur of the moment, right? Because, well, having a random temp worker as the CEO's older sister is insane. That makes absolutely no sense.
If you don't trust me, ask any of our coworkers. The majority of our company's employees are aware of it. Kaylee, you're the only one who didn't appear to notice no matter how much time passed.
What? You had to be kidding. Please wait. Except for me, everyone was aware of this. And they didn't even bother to inform me. No one told me.
That's because I informed them they didn't have to go out of their way to defend or explain who it was. Everyone just left you to fend for yourself?
You're joking, right?
For my part, I didn't want to throw my weight around merely because my father and brother both work in senior management. Our coworkers were all incredibly understanding and followed my instructions.
But wait, I just had an idea. Why are you working as an hourly temp while everyone in your family is in management? I mean, aren't you the daughter of a former CEO and the older sister of the current CEO? In most circumstances, you'd be at least a director. Or a business executive? Something.
You see, before he came here, I was the head of our department. But what about my father, the ex-CEO? His health has been deteriorating in recent years. He's fine most of the time, but he does require someone to accompany him to hospital visit. And lately, he's had more times where he's needed to be admitted on short notice. So I didn't think twice about accepting a temporary position, and now I'm taking use of the more flexible work schedule to take days off whenever I need to.
That's how it was.
Everyone felt a little weird around me at first after I switched from department head to this part-time position. But the other employees who, like me, have had to reduce their hours or work in certain jobs due to family difficulties loved seeing that I'd done the same thing. They are constantly telling me how much easier it is for them to take time off now. Or they remark that because they only work part-time, they don't have to waste as much time at the workplace. It feels like I'm still contributing to the firm by being in this position and supporting hourly and part-time employees, which is okay with me.
You do spend a lot of time with the other temporary employees, now that you mention it. I thought you were all just consoling each other for being at the bottom of the food chain.
What would we need to be consoled about? Our temporary staff are equally vital to the company's success. It is up to the individual whether they wish to be a full-time salary employee or an hour part-time employee. What gives you the right to belittle and disparage them? You had no right to pour alcohol on me.
Oh, that was simply a mistake.
Please pardon me while I finish this sentence. I hope you found a nice high-valued man here. 15 minutes later.
Let's go, sis. I keep promising you, I'll borrow a dress from the event hall for you to change into. You have no reason to leave? Come back soon? You'll still make it in time for the actual reception if you return now.
Thank you incredibly much, William. I'm grateful. However, it appears that several people at the party are uncomfortable with my presence, so I'm going to go home after all.
As soon as you told me what had transpired, I fired that employee. So hurry. I'm sure no one else is bothered by your presence. Please don't think about it any longer and return to the event hall.
What? You evicted Kaylee?
Naturally, I did. That lady dumped red wine on the groom's sister. She was also very rude about it. I witnessed her misbehavior firsthand.
Oh, man. It's a little awkward that you witnessed all of this.
Other staff had also told me about her. Isn't it Callie's fault that you've had to work so much overtime lately? They said they observed her packing you up with all of her work. Why didn't you inform me?
I just thought it would be better if she could come to her senses and stop being such a jerk on her. Own. Even if she knew I was your sister, it wouldn't compel her to change her ways. Instead, she'd start targeting another part-timer. So I assumed I'd be her punching bag for the time being.
You do not have to make such a sacrifice. I can't let it all go. Not as your brother, and certainly not as our company's CEO. As soon as this reception is finished, I'm going to start planning her punishment.
I'll leave you to it if that's what the CEO wants. Just be certain that you do the proper thing and do not dishonor the position. It's not a good idea to mix personal feelings with work.
That is true. You're not required to remind me. But now I want you to help your little brother. I beseech you, return to the event hall. It'll be a dreadful excuse for a reception if you're not present. Not to mention that you are the only one who can help Dad.
Huh? Don't tell me your father has already started drinking and embarrassing himself?
His main character syndrome reared its ugly head again. Over here, I'm at a loss for words. He's ranting about how, now that things have gone so wrong, he'll pour wine on his head to keep you company. Right now, Mom is doing everything she can to stop him. Everything is in disarray.
You can't possibly be serious.
But I believe he is also upset at Kylie in his own way. He stated that he would not tolerate that woman humiliating you in such a way. But, as usual, he continued on and ended up far over in left field.
Okay then, I'll return there, and I'm going to take you up on that dress offer, so be prepared. In addition, I believe that changing into a different clothing is the finest method to calm Dad down.
Really? Are you truly returning right now? You're not kidding, right?
I can't just let my little brother's wedding event devolve into a fiery ball of turmoil. Okay then, I'll be right there, so make sure you have that dress ready and a place for me to change. The next day...
Please, Elmira, you have to assist me. I got a voicemail at work this morning telling me to go to the law office. When I arrived, I was informed that a decision had been made to move me to a branch office. Worse, it won't be like here, where it's nice and easy to do office job behind the scenes. I'll have to go out in the field more often from now on. I don't know what to say. Isn't this all because I spilt wine on you yesterday?
I'm afraid I can't help you with your situation. If you have anything you want to say to help your case, try telling the CEO directly.
You know I'm not capable of doing it. Our boss is never going to listen to me or anything I have to say.
But from what I recall, you got to speak with him in person yesterday, didn't you? Something along the lines of, get out of here, right this minute. You could say you're already acquainted, so you never know, he might just listen.
What are you talking about? You must not have seen the boss's face when he instructed me to leave. I've never seen somebody become so enraged that their face turned crimson and twisted out so much. And then, when I looked behind him, I noticed the former CO staring at me with the same expression. I mean, I very much bolted out of there. How terrified do you think I was to flee a wedding reception hall? And now you want me to beg?
Please accept my apologies for this. We're all a little hot under the collar. You know how easy it is to get angry? But in reality, they both adore their families. They're decent men.
I'm confident the CEO decided to demote me on his own. He was furious with me, so he had me demoted and sent to the sucky post. Do you know what it's like in the branch office where I'm being transferred? Everyone claims that no female staff work at that branch. There are just men working there, and it's a demanding job.
That implies you'll be the only girl in a room full of men. That sounds fantastic to me. You can choose from among them. You said you were looking for someone, didn't you? This transfer appears to be working out in your advantage.
No way! I'm looking for a high-value male who lives in a metropolitan high-rise. That is the type of man I would like to meet and fall in love with. It's either that or nothing at all. But instead of meeting a guy like him at the party yesterday, as intended, I was chased out and didn't even get to exchange numbers with anyone. And now, on top of being humiliated yesterday, the first thing I hear today is that I'm being sent somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Things could not be getting any worse. Please, please. Elmira, take action. Can you help me? Find a way to persuade the CEOs that he will forgive me. Please.
What are you expecting me to do?
If you help me now, I promise not to make any negative remarks about you again. I also will not leave you to complete my duties. Instead, I'll do your task. Please, please, I beg of you, please assist me so that our boss's decision to transfer me is reversed.
I'm truly sorry, Kylie. Whatever I say, I have a feeling my brother will not reverse his decision to move you. He appears to be far more upset than you believe.
Oh no, really?
In addition to my CO brother, there is a former CO who is also furious with you. Even though he is a former CO, my father still has considerable power within the company. According to stories, he stormed into the HR office, demanding at them to terminate you right away.
Are you certain?
So, in my opinion, the fact that you still have a job is a victory. And my brother William isn't a jerk. I'm sure if you work hard and do well at your position, he'll allow you return back to the main office at some point.
You must be kidding. When you say show positive results, do you mean I'll have to work my butt off? No way! I could never do that. I don't want to do anything stupid like work.
What do you mean? You've come to do your job. If not to work, why did you apply for this job?
Okay. But I've been attempting to get by doing as little as possible. So, things have been quiet up until now, and I've been kind of just getting other people to perform my work for me. And I meant that it's a little late to change all of that now. All I want is to acquire that great, comfortable full-time job and spend money on whatever I want. I just want to relax.
Since you mentioned it, I've heard that the branch office you'll be working at has a policy in which the fixed overtime bonus is not automatically included in your salary. So if you really want the money, you'll have to put in the overtime hours and earn the bonus on your own. Your own?
What? I know you're joking now. Doesn't the absence of the overtime bonus imply that my overall compensation will be lower? With my present salary, I can barely afford to get my nails done, go to the spa, or have my eyelashes done.
So I suppose this is a nice chance for you. This shift can help you reconsider your spending habits and how to be a better employee. And now, Kylie, I wish you the best of luck with your transfer to the branch office. Take care. I'll be hoping that eventually you'll change your ways and come back here. After that, Kaylee was promptly delegated to the branch office. It's true that only guys are present at that spot, and if I had to describe them, I'd say they're all a little intimidating. But aside from their appearances, they're all fantastic at their jobs and among the best in their fields. Kaylee, no matter how hard she tries, can't keep up with their speed or powers. Every day she bursts into tears in the office. I heard that as a final resort, she tried to bribe the personnel there by promising to do anything for them if they helped her with her work. All they did was advise her not to expect to be spoilt or treated differently just because she is a woman, because our culture is striving towards gender equality. They even kicked her while she was down and reminded her that if she had the audacity to pour wine on the CO's sister, working hard and doing her job effectively should be a piece of cake. Every day since then, she's been worked to the bone with hard training.
Good day, Miyuki. What are you up to now?
Hello there, Diana. I was about to leave to go shopping. I need to go grocery shopping for tonight's meal. Did you require my assistance with anything?
You're going to the supermarket at this hour? Isn't it becoming late? That implies you haven't even begun to prepare dinner for tonight.
I haven't even gotten home yet because I just finished working. Actually, I'm about to begin driving to the grocery shop from work. Is there anything more I should know?
I can't believe you're still working this late. You should devote your entire time to being a full-time housewife. Are you certain you're getting all of your chores and cooking done properly? You must not be slack. If you are, I will not forgive you.
I'm not doing anything slack. My husband and I agreed that I would continue to work at home even after we married. He stated that he would assist me with housework and cooking. That is why I'm not a full-time housewife.
I believe you should concentrate only on being a housewife. You're still not pregnant since you're still working? I'm getting a little tired of waiting for you to give birth to my grandson. I want to visit my grandchildren while I can. It's entirely your fault. A nicer woman would have already given me a grandchild.
Did you call solely to say that? Is that all you've got to say to me?
You're quite arrogant. How dare you respond to me in that way?
I'm sorry, but I don't have the time to talk to you about something that isn't urgent. Is it all right if we talk later? When I have some free time?
It's a true emergency. I'd like to speak with you about it right now. It's about the money you send me each month. I'd like you to send me $2,000 instead of $1,000.
What happened? Why do you suddenly need more money?
The $1,000 you've been sending me is simply insufficient. Every month I require more funds to spend. All I want is that you boost the money you send me to $2,000. You're the one in charge of your and Harry's earnings, right? I know you're a useless wife, but you're managing the finances, right? It is the wife's responsibility to manage the household finances.
I handle the money. You require me to send you more money all of a sudden. I believe that $1,000 is a really substantial sum of money to send you. Your husband is still working as well. You shouldn't be in such financial distress.
We're not in any financial difficulty. It's just not enough. Why are you being so obstinate? It costs only $2,000. Do you give a damn about your mother-in-law?
I don't dislike you. It's just that I think we're being really generous by providing you $1,000 every month in financial assistance. We must also save for our future, especially if we intend to have children. Didn't we just raise the sum we provided you from $600 to $1,000? I think it will be difficult to spend more than $1,000.
Why are you so frugal with such a small sum of money? Just give me $2,000 directly from your paycheck. The problem has been resolved.
You know that's not going to happen. Please, no more questions. I have already stated that I will not give you more than $1,000.
I'm sure you make a good. You don't need to be so self-centered. You may easily cover your living bills and rent with your paycheck alone. Instead, you can send me $2,000 from Harry's pay.
You've gone insane. Do you realize how ridiculous your suggestion is?
I'm not crazy. You should simply pay attention to what I'm saying. As your mother-in-law, I expect you to be more respectful.
It's not that I don't respect you. I'm just saying that we're not in a position to provide you with $2,000 per month in financial assistance.
Okay then, I'd like you to divorce Harry.
Wait, what? Are you certain?
You don't give me any cash. You also do not become pregnant. I want to abuse my daughter-in-law the way you do. I want to see my grandchildren, and I want money. Get a divorce from my son if you can't do your job properly. I'm going to request that he locate a better woman to marry than you. I want a daughter-in-law who is respectful to me and follows my commands.
I can't believe you're talking to me like that. We haven't even begun to consider having children. We intended to save money for ourselves before starting our own family. We'll never be able to save any money if we keep increasing our financial assistance to you. You're one of the reasons we haven't begun trying for a baby yet.
Stop creating such ridiculous excuses. All I need is for you to send me the $2,000. You're not pregnant because you work full-time. What is the point? I'm sure your pay is pitiful.
Everything you're saying to me is completely ridiculous. You want me to divorce Harry because I won't increase the amount of money we send you?
A daughter-in-law who does not listen to her mother-in-law is a complete failure. You're a total waste of time. Get divorced as soon as possible.
I didn't expect you to go so far.
This time, you've really stepped over the line. Stop interrupting me and shut up. Just do as I say. Increase the amount of money you send me each month to $2,000. Sorry, but that is not an option. If you really need the money, get out and earn it. Stop being so cocky. You're not even making half of what Harry is. If you're not going to send me $2,000, seek a divorce right away. That's all. I've got enough of you mistreating me. I'm getting a divorce. Wait, what? What? Yes, I am serious. I'm going to go to Harry and ask for a divorce. Isn't this what you're looking for? You don't want me to be your in-law's daughter? What are you thinking? All you have to do is give me some additional cash. I can't believe you decided to get a divorce from him. I suppose you never really loved him in the first place. Please stop talking. I'm sick and weary of having to talk to you. What exactly did you say to me? What are you thinking? I'm your in-law's mom. Show me some respect. Don't be concerned. You won't be my mother-in-law for long. I just informed you I'm getting divorced because you told me to. I've had enough of you. I don't want to stay married if you continue to treat me like this. You're doing much too much harm to my mental health and bank account. I'd much rather be single once more. I'm going to divorce Harry. You're going to be the one to explain why we're getting divorced. You'll have to admit that it was your fault. Are you serious about blaming me for everything? I'm not blaming you. This is completely your responsibility. I recently informed Harry that I intend to divorce him. You no longer need to be concerned about having me as your daughter-in-law. I'm packing my belongings and leaving right away. Good. Never come back. That's what you get for defying me. I'm never going to see your face again.
1 hour later.
Mickey, what are you doing? Now's the time to pick up the phone. I need to speak with you. Are you paying attention? What do you expect of me? I don't want to hear any more of your slurs. I assumed you didn't want to see or speak with me again. Please stop phoning. I didn't want to talk to you. Just that Harry is furious with me. What makes him so upset with me? Are you stupid? Do you really have no idea why he's so upset? He's enraged because you forced us to divorce. It's not my fault. It's yours. This would not have happened if you had simply agreed to pay me $2,000 every month. In any case, the funds are all coming from Harry's income. I'm not sure why you were so frugal. You are, in fact, incorrect. All of the money we sent you came from my income. Is that correct? You must be deceiving me. I'm not deceiving you. Harry just started a new job. He does not make a lot of money. What do you mean? One of his pals asked him to help create a company. They're probably still in the planning stages. What exactly do you mean by this? I'm not getting it. It suggests he isn't yet receiving a regular paycheck. They are just getting started. He's still going through a rough patch. That is why I was the one who sent you all of the financial assistance. Well, I had no idea. Do you understand why he didn't tell you? He knew you'd be opposed to him changing jobs. You always exaggerate the most insignificant details and start spreading rumors to everyone. That's probably why Harry didn't tell you he resigned his steady job. What's the story with that tongue? I'm simply speaking the truth. I'm not making any mistakes. I was the one who gave him money. We were collaborating so that he could concentrate on launching the new company with his friends. Then, out of nowhere, I decided to divorce him. That's why he's mad at you. So you're blaming me for everything? Who do you believe is to blame? It's clear that you're to blame here. You told me I should get a divorce if I didn't want to send you more money? That's something I've never heard anyone say. I can't believe you put me in this situation. I didn't expect you'd get a divorce. All of that was merely to get you to pay me a little more money every month. I also know you have no intention of divorcing Harry. You're only saying that to worry me? I am considering obtaining a divorce. I suppose I may finally tell you the truth. Having you as a mother-in-law is incredibly difficult. Seeing your name in my alerts usually makes my day miserable. I was also giving you $1,000 per month from my own earnings. I have no issues with Harry. I wouldn't mind marrying him if it weren't for you. I simply cannot bear the thought of being married to you as my mother-in-law. Hold on a second. Please hurry up and return home. Harry is enraged, and I'm at a loss for words. I'll return home under one condition. You cut ties with both of us completely. If that isn't doable, I'm not returning. What exactly are you saying? I'm not sure what you mean. I was just telling Harry the same thing. If he entirely cuts relations with you, I will remain married to him. That is absolutely not going to happen. I am not breaking off contact with my own son. Remember how we're a family? Stop expecting us to do something we can't. Family, please quit making fun of me. I never want to have to deal with you as a family member again. Why must you say that to me? That is extremely offensive. Insulting? What about going over the text messages you sent me today? That is the definition of insulting. Okay, good. I'll admit that I may have talked too much to you. Nonetheless, you're my daughter-in-law. I should be able to tell you whatever I want. You should not be able to say whatever you want to me. Harry just texted me. We've chosen to end our relationship with you totally. What did you say? I also recently discovered that you've been keeping your husband in the dark about the fact that you've been receiving financial assistance from us. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Your husband was apparently perplexed as to why you were purchasing so many new items. You've been buying high-end apparel with the money I've been providing you. What's that? How did I find out about that? Who informed you? Your husband told me everything. He inquired as to why you were suddenly purchasing so many high-end clothes, goods. Did you just ignore him? I assume you couldn't tell him how much money you're collecting from me. After all, you were utilizing it all on your own. I'm extremely sorry. I didn't intend to spend it completely alone. It's just that the apparel was more pricey than I anticipated. I just wanted some cash to spend on myself. That's why I asked for a bit more money every month. That is a truly selfish excuse. However, I'm not surprised. You are, after all, that type of person. What exactly do you mean by this? I apologize to you already. By the way, your husband has informed me that I should stop sending you guys money. He told me that receiving money from his daughter-in-law would make him feel awful. For the time being, I've decided to discontinue sending you any cash assistance. What did you just say? You can't quit sending me money. I may consider sending financial assistance straight to your husband in the future because I have faith in him. I will never send you another dime. As I have stated, I will also sever all relations with you. Are you really attempting to get rid of me? This was a joint decision between Harry and me. I'm going back to living with him. This is the last time I'll ever talk to you. It was great getting to know you. Wait a minute. If you disconnect me, I won't have any money to spend on myself. I won't even be able to spend time with my buddies. If you really need the money, get a job. I hope you haven't had to do much housekeeping lately. You must have a lot of spare time. I don't want to go back to work. Also, please do not sever ties with me. I've decided that you will be my daughter-in-law. Please continue to provide me financial assistance. I've now recognized what a fantastic person you are. It's pointless sucking up to me at this point. I'm still going to cut all relations with you. If you absolutely need the money, I urge that you return to work. Please do not contact me again.
After that, Diana was no longer financially supported by Harry and Miyuki. She no longer had any money to buy attractive clothes or go out to supper with her pals. Diana had to borrow money from a friend in order to continue living her own life. Her husband grew furious when he discovered how much money she had borrowed from her pals. He told her to take charge and repay her pals with her own money. Diana needed to work because she had no savings. Diana recognized how difficult it was to earn even $2,000 every month.
Hey, Hazel. We need to talk. Text me right back when you got the message.
Zoe? How are you doing? What can I help you, Mom?
Oh, you've replied. Thanks God. But what happened with your work?
I'm actually in the middle of work now. But I'm just taking a quick coffee break. I thought I'd reply back since it seemed a bit urgent. So what is this all about?
Well, that's funny. I was under the assumption that you had finally submitted your resignation letter or something. I thought you would have quit your job.
Well, I do like my job here. So why do you text me?
Well, I do expect you to do as you're told, seeing as you're my daughter-in-law. If I tell you to reply to my text messages, I expect an immediate reply. If I tell you to cook for me, then you'd cook for me right away. Isn't that what respecting your in-laws is all about?
Right. So, is there something you want to tell me?
By the way, let me tell you something I heard on a TV show the other day.
Okay.
So apparently young people these days have a sneaky way of reading text messages without having to actually read the text. Have you ever heard of that?
I'm not so sure.
Meaning that the recipient will be able to read the texts without the sender finding out. I suppose it's so that the sender won't be bothered if they get a late reply. Well, I can't think of any other reason as to why anyone wouldn't reply to a text immediately, but to each their own.
Oh, I know that trick.
Well, I'm glad that you're not the type of person to do that.
Yeah. So.
Oh, sorry for going off track. I just forget things in a split second even during mid-conversation. So I'm actually at your house at the moment.
Really? What are you doing there? Is Peter with you?
Actually, Peter is at work now. So I'll wait till he gets home. I know Peter tells me he's fine on the phone, but you never really know how someone's doing until you've seen and spoken to them in person, right? So I just come over and see how he is doing. I hope that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you come round to the house at least every month. So it'll be weird if you stopped coming over. Anyway, what can I do for you here? Did you want to ask me something?
Oh, I didn't know that it was a problem for me to see my son.
Oh, no. I didn't mean it like that. I can absolutely understand how worried you'd be when your son is not in your sight. If I were you, I would be worried too.
Peter is my beloved son. I'd fall sick if I don't see him for even just a day. Once you have children, you will understand, Hazel.
Yeah.
By the way, do you plan to have a baby?
Oh, what's that?
Oh, I went off track again. Sorry.
I think you texted me to either ask me something or.
That's right.
I'm all ears.
What time are you coming home tonight?
Let me check my planner. Hold on a second. Okay, I should be home at around 6:30 p.m. tonight. Would you like to stay at ours for dinner?
Oh, no need to worry about that. I'll cook for all of us tonight.
Oh, thank you so much. My husband loves your dishes you cook.
Yeah. But I need you to buy something before you come home. Is that okay?
Sure. What do you need?
First, 5 kilograms of cheese.
What? 5 kilograms?
Yes, why not?
Do you really need much cheese to cook for dinner?
Yeah, just buy what I say. Second, 5 kilograms of pasta.
I think these are too much for 3 of us.
What? Don't be silly. I have my way of cooking.
So, you really need all of that?
What's wrong with you? If I didn't, why I have to ask you to buy?
But what do you need it for? Because it doesn't sound like you need all of that for just a meal for 3 people.
Well, you're right about that. I'd be crazy to have all of that for just a family meal.
Then what are they for?
It's to give to my neighbors as Christmas gifts.
Christmas gifts?
Yes. I have no idea what some of them need or want. And I don't intend to overthink it since they're just for my neighbors. Anyone could use more cheese and pasta, right? So it's a perfect idea for a gift. Do you think so?
Yeah, I see.
I did that last Christmas and everyone seemed to love it. Don't worry, dear. Just get them for me and that'll be all right.
Okay. But by the way, is there a specific brand or type of cheese you want me to get?
Feel free to choose whichever one you like. I don't mind that. Oh, I almost forgot. Could you also get 10 cans of chopped tomatoes? Choose whichever one is the cheapest.
Okay, pasta, and cheapest can of chopped tomatoes.
And get around 20 empty cardboard boxes.
20 boxes?
Yeah. Thanks, darling. You're a sweetheart.
Zoe? What is all this?
What?
What's all this in front of the house? These pile of boxes and bags with things inside?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, could you come and open the door, please? My hands are full and you've got to see this for yourself.
Oh, I can't, darling. I'm a bit tied up here.
Okay, well, now I've looked inside and a lot of these things are mine. In fact, they're all mine. Who did this?
I honestly have no idea. I just remember throwing out some trash. Were they yours? Oh, I'm sorry, Hazel. Peter and I thought they were all trash, so we just put them all out.
Trash? What the heck are you doing?
Excuse me? What is it with all of the profanity all a sudden?
No, it's not all of a sudden. I've been nice to you all these years. But this is the last straw. No more playing nice to you. I've had enough with your harassment.
Well, if you are going to be that way, let me tell you something. I'll let you know how much I've hated your guts. I never liked you since Pete introduced me to you. So it's about time you got what you deserved. I knew Peter should have never married a foolish woman like you.
Me? Am I the one who threw all of someone's things out on the streets? No. That's you.
See? That filthy mouth of yours. I hope it hasn't rubbed off onto Peter as well. You're a terrible influence on him.
I'm the terrible influence? How about you for being the big old cockalorum?
What? Please don't be so dramatic. All I'm saying is that ever since Pete married you, he hardly comes to visit me at my house. And then over the past year, we've started spending some more time together for some reason. And I realized that all this time you were the one holding him back from seeing me.
A year ago? Right, well, that makes sense.
How does that make sense? What do you mean?
Oh, never mind.
This is you. You're pulling the strings behind my back. Torturing me. Keeping my son away from me. Those boxes are there so that you can move out of this house and leave me and my family alone.
What? Are you being serious?
When are you ever going to get it into your head that a wife is to stay at home and be a good housewife? But look at you. Always talking about work and work. As if you don't have a family to take care of. Poor Peter. He looks after him while you're at work.
What? He's a 38-year-old man. He's perfectly capable of taking care of himself on his own. Besides, what kind of conservative values do you have? Maybe in your days, you had to be a boring stay-at-home wife. But if you step outside into the real world, things are way different. You're way behind. Most married couples have jobs. It's called having a double income. Ever heard of it?
Well, that doesn't explain why you have to be so ugly.
Excuse me?
That's right. Had you been slightly prettier or even nice to look at? I wouldn't have to say this out loud, but look at you. There's nothing in you that makes people want to get to know you. There's nothing in you that would make people compliment you. I can't believe that my handsome son is married to an ugly cow like you.
How superficial and materialistic can you be? And you think you're one to talk? Who do you think you are?
Well, you clearly don't even have any talents either. The meals you cook are always mediocre at best. The housework is never done perfectly. What kind of man would want to be with someone like you? So take those boxes with you and leave us alone. And the cheese and pasta and everything else that you brought back. I will tell Peter to get divorced with you.
What? Divorce?
Yes. You can never step inside our house. But if you are about to beg me, I'll tell you that. Peter will hold off on the divorce if you change your attitude and become a better wife to him.
What? Peter? That idiot of a husband who earns chump change?
How dare you speak about my son like that? Let alone your husband. You're crazy.
It's funny, though, Zoe. Your Peter's always been a mama's boy. I thought he'd grow some balls once we got married. But clearly he hasn't. I can't imagine living with him for the rest of my life. So I'll happily divorce him. Let me get rid of him along with the house. That's what I call killing two birds with one stone.
Hold on a second. Selling the house? Why would you do that? Are you insane?
This house is mine. My grandparents refurbished it. What made you think it belonged to Peter with his income? No way he can afford to live here.
What? That can't be true. He told me it was his house.
You can ask him again. Maybe this man forget the most important part. Your son earns less than his wife and he's a liar. Are you proud of him?
How dare you?
By the way, you may move out of the house now. You better move out of my house. This house is already up for sale. So it won't be too long till the new owner takes over. It'll take just about a month till the new owner gets the key to the house.
A month? How do you expect us to find a place and move out in a month? Since when did you put the house up for sale?
Since I found out that you and Peter were trying to sabotage me. You're not as loved by your family as much as you think you are, Zoe.
What do you mean?
Let's just say that I had a helping hand.
Who is that?
To know this, you'd better ask your husband.
My husband? Why is he involved in these things?
Father-in-law is a very kind person. It's him who told me about your plan to force me away my house.
What? What a jerk!
Don't say that. I will bring father-in-law to live with me. You always look down on him, he never needs a wife like you. So, now. Move away my house. Pack your things and leave my house, you cow.
Is that why you were acting so weird earlier? All of those weird, strange reactions you were giving, it's because you knew what was coming? And you were hiding it from me?
Oh, that was fun trying to wind you up. And you know what? I even bought anything at supermarket. No can, no box, and no cheese.
You.
Don't make me say it again. Pack up and leave.
What? Why all these things happen all of a sudden? I can't get it.
You spoil Peter to be a mama boy. And these all things are the outcome you got. You guys are meant to stay together longer. Good luck.
Hazel. I'm not done with you yet. I never forgive you.
My life now is free. But I regret to spend precious time in my life for such toxic people. After that, I blocked Zoe's number just to avoid having any contact with her. My father-in-law apparently got the gossip about them from the old neighbors. According to that, my ex-husband Peter's been fired from his job. And it looks like he's struggling to find a new one. To make ends meet, Zoe had to take a part-time work at the serving customers. She worked all day and night. Well, how pathetic. Despite having lost my marriage, at least I have my kind father-in-law. I'm so—
Galvin. I'll be out today, okay? I'll see you later tonight.
What are you doing going out now?
Yup. Just for a little while.
Where are you going in such a hurry?
Oh, now we're special. A friend of mine invited me to a restaurant with an all-you-can-eat dessert buffet. There's even a discount if you travel in a party of 2 or more.
You're going out to eat again?
Like I said, it's not a huge issue. I just like to eat.
That friend you're referring to.
She's the girl I'm always telling you about, stupid. The one with a self-proclaimed iron stomach.
Okay then. I'll believe you on that. Aside from that, do you remember what day it is?
Of course I know, foolish. It's Christmas Eve.
That's not precisely what I meant, but it is.
I can't believe I forgot about the seasonal promotion at the buffet I'm heading to. Today is the last day of the buffet, so I really need to go or I'll miss out.
But you're aware that something else is going on today, aren't you? Apart from Christmas Eve and other holiday deals.
Aside from Christmas Eve, you mean? It's not exactly jingling bells for me.
You have no idea what I'm talking about?
Oh. Of course, I understand what you mean.
Are you certain?
Yeah. I'm with you, so don't say anything else. I assure you won't have to worry. I'll be home in time for dinner.
Speaking of which, if you're going out this afternoon, how is Alice? She said she'd complete her Christmas break schoolwork with a friend at their house today, correct?
That's right. I texted her to meet me at your mother's place once she finished her studies for the day. She sent me a thumbs up emoji, so I guess the message got through. And, of course, I told your mother to expect Alice this afternoon.
Did you do it? Thank you for the update.
We're having a full dinner today, complete with chicken and cake, right? I'm very excited. I'm going to eat till my trousers buttons come off.
The fact that you're saying it while on your way to a buffet confirms my suspicion that you're the one with an iron stomach. You know, traditionally, before a big, celebratory dinner, people fast so they can really taste the particular meal.
Yes, but remember that I'm the type of person that doesn't gain weight no matter how much they eat? So everything is well.
That's something I can't argue with. Just do me a favor and limit your food intake tonight. Please don't overdo it. I'm counting on you.
Whatever you say.
You're laughing, but I'm dead serious about what I just stated. Okay, I must return to work. We'll talk afterwards.
Okay, best of luck over there. I'm going out, so I'll see you later tonight.
I'm truly sorry. It appears that I will not be returning home until much later than I had hoped.
Is there something going on? Is everything all right?
We're having some problems here at the workplace, and it appears that I'm the only one who can have it all fixed and taken care of by tonight.
Oh no. That sounds like a nightmare.
The good news is that I figured out what was causing the problem and how to solve it. Now I just have to do the troubleshooting. To be honest, this thing is shaping up to be a real thorn in my side. I guess I'll be working extra hours tonight.
That appears to be the only thing you can do right now, doesn't it? So, what should we do about our dinner plans in that case? It's too late to cancel the cake and chicken and everything else, so it's probably already on its way here.
If you wait for me, you'll undoubtedly be starving by the time I get home, so I suggest the two of you eat without me.
That's terrific.
Okay, the sooner I finish this, the sooner I'll be home and eating, so I should get back to work.
Yeah. Good luck. We'll be waiting.
Is today a good moment to speak, Galvin?
So, what's up, Mom?
You're not working at this hour, are you?
I just got out of the office and am now warming up the car.
Oh, my. Don't tell me you had to work overtime today?
I'm sorry to say it, but that's exactly what happened. I had planned to leave at my usual time, but we ran into some unanticipated problems at work, and none of my coworkers were acquainted enough with the project to manage it, so it very much rested on my shoulders.
That is regrettable.
On the positive side, I finished correcting everything an hour earlier than I had anticipated.
That explains why you didn't show up to pick up Alice this afternoon, as I expected you to.
Huh? But didn't Irene come over to take her up from your house?
I waited and waited for Irene, but she never showed up. I tried calling her several times, but she never answered, and she hasn't returned my messages.
I don't think so.
Alice informed me she could walk home alone herself, but she's still in primary school. I didn't want to leave her alone in an empty house.
No, seriously. What became of Irene? She said she was heading to a restaurant with a dessert buffet today, but I'm sure she'd be done by now.
Galvin, pay attention to what I'm saying. Do you believe this has anything to do with Irene's feelings for Alice?
What exactly do you mean?
I'm not sure how to say it, or if it's even appropriate, but I'm Alice's grandmother, and you're her uncle. Our shared blood binds the three of us together, and blood, as they say, is thicker than water. Irene, on the other hand, is a little different.
Oh, okay, I guess you're correct.
On top of that, I believe Alice is still recuperating from what her parents did to her. She's young, and I don't think she's had time to recover from the affair or Sarah and Louis's divorce. Despite the fact that you and Irene opted to adopt her and treat her as if she were a daughter rather than a niece. Isn't this your first holiday season with her, and her first Christmas since what happened with her parents?
That's right. I thought she was doing a good job overall, but I've been preoccupied with work recently.
I understand that the circumstance was terrible, but for any child to be taken away from not just one, but both of its parents is heartbreaking. There is nothing more painful than this. As a result, I want you and Irene to be able to fill the emptiness in Alice's heart with wonderful memories, making this feel like a true second shot at a happy family.
Of course, that is exactly what I desire. I think we're an odd family, and we're definitely going through some growing pains, but I'm going to give it my all. That kid is deserving of nothing but the best.
I see.
Let me try talking to Irene again. I'm confident I'll be able to reach her.
Please notify me if anything unusual occurs. I'll always be available to give you my opinion on the subject, okay?
Thank you so much, Mom. By the way, I'm sorry to bother you, but could you please care after Alice for a few more hours tonight?
Sure, but why not come pick her up right now?
I'd want to go ahead to our house and see if Irene is still around.
That's what I mean. You're correct to seek her out, and I hope you do so soon.
In addition, I still need to get a Christmas dessert. I wouldn't want to show up to Alice empty-handed.
Yes, it is correct. So, since the bakery nearby is still open for a while, Alice and I could go pick up a cake and spare you some work.
Mom, you made an excellent decision. Make sure she gets the flavor she desires. She deserves it. Okay, I have to leave now. I'll message you again in a moment.
We'll be there waiting for you.
Hey, Irene! Pick up that phone!
Oh, Galvin, you were the one who called. I mistakenly thought it was someone else.
Seriously, where are you at the moment? My mother has been watching after Alice all evening, and according to her, you failed to take her up. What's the deal? And, to make matters worse, why did you have to devour the entire dinner before any of us arrived home? I'm not sure what I'm seeing here. I'm at a loss for words.
Huh? Wait, you're already home?
Wasn't I meant to be home already?
It's simply that you said you'd be home late tonight.
Yes, I finished earlier than expected. Now tell me, where did all our food go?
Oh, well. I didn't want all that food to go to waste, so I said what the heck, I'll just dig in, better than having it go cold and uneaten, right? If you weren't coming home, I figured I'd bring my friend from the buffet home and we'd have our own small Christmas party.
And now you've gone out after all that eating? What are you doing now?
Oh, my friend and I were discussing getting drinks, so we're just hanging out at a bar. But is something wrong?
That's why I believed you were in trouble, but you were too darn busy drinking to go pick up Alice. You've got to be kidding me.
But, Alice, she's always really shy around new people, and she's never met this buddy of mine before, so she'd have a bad time going out with me and some girl she doesn't know, right?
That is not what I am referring about, and you are well aware of this. You left Alice, whom we plan to adopt as our own, alone with my mother to go the party on your own, despite the fact that it was meant to be all about her tonight.
Is it really all about her? What exactly are you on about?
Oh, Irene, did you really forget?
What did I forget? I really don't know.
Do you recall how I asked you what day it was earlier today?
Yes, as I already stated, it is Christmas Eve. What do you think?
Today is a special day. Something more substantial than Christmas Eve.
What do you mean?
You claimed that you and I were on the same page and that I didn't need to bring it up, but it was plainly just you attempting to get me off your case. Because if you truly understood what I was saying, you would never have considered pulling a stunt like the one you did tonight.
Oh, really? Is this really so significant? I mean, I'm sure I remembered it from earlier in the conversation, but what was it again?
Today is Alice's birthday, you moron. I can't believe you overlooked such a vital detail.
Huh?
Don't you remember? Everything we had planned for today's party was supposed to help her get over what occurred between her parents and make some new, better memories. But you had to go be a glutton and devour the cake, the chicken, and everything else, you selfish, selfish lady.
Oh, hold on. Just a second, please. I assumed we received all of that food because it was food I enjoy eating.
Obviously, that's a factor. But I was thinking that we could all enjoy it as a family and make today seem special for Alice.
But I was just...
And that's not all. You mentioned you brought a girlfriend to our house for a party, but are you certain it wasn't a man friend? Maybe even a boyfriend, if I may be so bold.
Huh? Are you mad? How could you suddenly say anything like that?
Isn't it the competitive eater guy you've been hanging out with lately? You were observed holding hands as you came up to the home on your way back from your little date. While I was strolling down the street, I spoke with several of the more chatty neighbors. They didn't mind informing me what was going on.
No way.
Oh, and the neighbors said they heard you guys creating a bit of a commotion.
No way. You couldn't be serious, are you?
On my way home, I had a horrible feeling, so I asked Mom to watch Alice for a little longer while I checked things out. Thank God I trusted my instincts enough not to bring Alice home and show her what you'd done. That girl had been looking forward to tonight for weeks, with all the excellent food and the cake. I'm not sure what I could say to make her feel better about her favorite birthday supper being completely destroyed.
The funny thing is, you know.
We're getting divorced.
Huh?
Don't worry, I'll send your family a message about it as well.
I know you're mad with me, but could you please slow down for a second? You are the one who stated that Alice needed a mother in her life, correct? Wasn't that you?
Yes, but a mother who sneaks around behind her family's back and brings other men home on Christmas Eve isn't exactly what I had in mind for a wonderful mother.
But,
I'll pack your belongings and have a chip ready for anywhere you need it. Just tell me the address. You don't need to come back here, and frankly, I don't want you to.
No, just stop and listen to me.
I'm hiring a lawyer. They'll no doubt be pleased to walk you through the divorce paperwork and process.
I told you to stop and listen to me. You hear me? You're the one who's wrong here.
Please excuse me.
You only think about what Alice wants and needs. You no longer think about me. You're a terrible husband.
You say that, but weren't you seeing your iron stomach guy before Alice entered this family?
How did you do?
I remember it like it was yesterday. I watched him being interviewed online at least a year ago, and something he said stood out to me. He claimed that his girlfriend, Irene, enjoyed eating as much as he did and that he fell in love with her through food.
He mentioned my name during an interview?
I assumed it was a coincidence that we both had girlfriends with the same name at the time, but now I'm guessing that food-loving girlfriend was you, wasn't it?
Wait, let me clarify.
No need. See you later.
The following month, we divorced. I spoke with my lawyer, and we ended up asking for $22,000 for the settlement. My now ex-wife, Irene, was rejected by her parents and had to find a new job to pay alimony. Aside from that, the competitive eater she was seeing informed me that when they first met, she told him she was unmarried and never mentioned me. He profusely apologized to me and appeared forthright, so I assumed he was just as much of a victim as I was. Regarding Alice's birthday, My mother rapidly spread the news that we were throwing an unexpected party, and a large number of our relatives turned up at her house. Everyone brought dishes from home, and with the cake Mom and Alice chose that night, it turned out to be a vibrant, delightful event. Alice had a great smile on her face the entire night, and I drew a sigh of relief knowing that my family and I had rescued the day in some way.
Hey, Ivy. We need to talk. There is something really important.
Why you're so serious? Oki, tell me what's wrong.
I'll get straight to the point. I want a divorce.
What? Where is this coming from all of a sudden? To be honest, it doesn't sound like there's much to talk about. It seems like you've made up your mind already.
I really didn't expect you to respond so fast. Aren't you supposed to be working? I mean, I knew your job isn't all that hard, but I don't know you have a lot of free time to sit around on your phone. I guess you're not exactly suited for anything more difficult. But it's still a job. You should be taking it more seriously instead of being on your phone all the time.
Wait a second. I think I'm a little lost. Where is all this coming from? You just all of a sudden announced that you want to get a divorce. I think that would have caught anyone off guard. And then you add insult to injury by attacking my job? Do you even have any idea what I actually do? I'm actually really busy today. I just happened to see the notification from your text pop up on my phone. Well, I felt like my husband wanting a divorce was a good reason to stop what I was doing and respond. Do you have any more questions or insults at my job? Or can we go back to talking about the whole divorce thing?
Okay. I didn't know you get so defensive about your job. It's exactly this attitude that has ruined our marriage. And it is the biggest reason I want you out of my life altogether. This is a serious conversation. You can't just ignore me. Don't you have anything to say?
You know what? If a divorce is what you really want, then that's fine by me. Our marriage has been falling apart for a long time. It doesn't really make a difference to my life at this point. Honestly, I had a feeling it would come down to this sooner or later.
What? You're not upset at all. I'm your husband and you're just gonna shrug off a divorce like it's not a big deal? You should know you won't be able to survive without me. Don't act like this will have no effect on you.
I think I'll get along. It's just fine. I work hard to make my own money. It's not like I'm a housewife that's entirely dependent on you.
That's not exactly the truth, though. I know you have a job. But it doesn't really pay enough for you to live on your own.
Are you sure about that? Maybe I don't make as much as you do.
Stop it. There's no point in arguing about this. I want a divorce and your lifestyle is gonna take a hit for it. Just admit it.
You make around $60,000 a year, right?
About that, yeah. I doubt that if you can earn that much however hard you try.
Right, it's a good salary for early in your career. But it's not that much. I'm currently making around $50,000 a year. I think that's okay for me though.
What? Come on, Ivy. Don't try and lie to me.
I'm not lying, but your surprise says a lot about how much you paid attention to me in our marriage. Anyway, I'm not worried about making it all my own. I may not exactly get to live in luxury, but it'll be more than enough to get by well.
But you'll still have to make some sacrifices.
You're probably right, but that's okay too. Anyway, if you're done trying and failing to make me feel worthless, did you have anything else to say about a divorce? We absolutely need to discuss that. But I can't really talk much during work. I've been away long enough. I'll see you at home later. Let's talk more then. That way we'll be able to get everything out in the open at once. Or is there something urgent that needs to be taken care of at this minute?
Just stop. There's nothing to talk about. I want a divorce. And I want you to go away. You have until the end of today to get out of the house, got it?
You want me out today?
Yes, today.
Don't even try argue it beforehand?
It's funny, Ivy. You were so smug about your 50K just a minute ago. So you shouldn't have a problem getting out of my house by the end of the day. You have more than enough money, right? Just get your stuff and get out. I don't want to see your face any more minute.
I think I know what's happening. There's something else going on here? Isn't there something that means you need me out of the way as soon as possible?
Look, you're grasping at straws here. Not feeling so strong now? What happened to all your confidence? In all seriousness, I'm sorry for the trouble. But you really do need to leave immediately. I'm getting married again and I need you out so that my new wife can move in.
Yeah, here it is. This is a real problem, right? So who's lying now? I don't know what reality you think you're living in. But that's just not happening. Just tell your imaginary girlfriend to pick a different day to move in.
Imaginary? Have you really not figured it out yet?
Figured out what?
I want a divorce because I'm in love with someone else. She just told me she's pregnant this morning and I want to do the right thing, to put it frankly. You are in the way of our happiness. So like I said, I need you out immediately.
Well, thank you for telling me now. I understand the situation.
What? Just like that? You don't have anything else to say?
Well, just that today is simply not possible. You're gonna have to wait until I find somewhere else to move. I'll move as soon as I can. But it could be a few weeks.
No, absolutely not. You'll be out of my house and out of my life today. Today. Don't you get it? You should consider it punishment for being so arrogant and condescending all the time. This is the last time I'll say it. You need to be out of my house now.
So that we're clear and everything is on the table. You do understand the position that you're in, right?
What is that supposed to mean? The only thing that needs to be understood is that I am still your husband. You'll do as I say.
Ethan, it doesn't really work like that. I'm not sure what your plan was, but you just exposed your own infidelity to your wife. You called me arrogant, but I think you need to do a little self-reflection and punishment. Let's talk about punishment. Let's talk about what's to happen to you now that you've decided to impregnate some random woman and kick your faithful wife out.
Excuse me? What exactly is that supposed to mean? Do you think that you somehow have the right to talk back to me like that? There is no evidence whatsoever that I had an affair. But there was plenty that you have been a terrible wife.
No, that's not true at all. I have plenty of evidence of your affair.
What? No, that's not possible. You're just bluffing.
Listen, Ethan. You literally just confessed to your affair in your texts. I just need to take this to a judge. So they'll be able to decide for themselves which of us is a lousy person.
You're so full of it. Texts and messages don't prove anything. There's something else that you think gives you the confidence. You're acting too smug. What is going on? You already knew, right? How long have you known that I've been seeing Lisa?
Are you really that silly? I know about her because you just told me. Thank you for volunteering her name, by the way. I'm glad I didn't even have to ask for it. That makes things easier.
Wait a second. No, that's not her name. It's just a nickname I give to her.
Okay, I'm just kidding. I've known for the past 2 years that you were seeing someone. It started about the time I started working from home, am I right?
What? How did you know that?
There's no point in getting defensive or embarrassed now. Now that it's all out there. All that matters is what happens next. I'll go straight to the point. You don't want to spend months of your life in court, right? So then we'll need to come to an agreement about alimony.
Alimony? But why you just went on and on about how you make enough to live on your own?
I do make enough, but I'm not the one that uprooted both their lives because I couldn't keep it in my pants. I'm willing to agree to a lump sum of $45,000 from you.
What? Are you being serious? 45,000? Are you insane?
I had a feeling that's what you would say. So I guess I'll see you in court. No, it's not happening. You will be gone by the end of the day if I have to throw your stuff out of my house. Since it's your fault that I have to move in the first place, it's only fair that you agree to this. I'm not going to live on the streets just because you couldn't keep it in your pants. I have no problem with the divorce, but finding a new apartment takes time. You can afford to agree to few weeks. It's not like the baby will be born tomorrow. In case you can't swallow your pride and agree to give me time to find a new place to live, I will make your life miserable. You think $45,000 is a lot? Let me know by 5 p.m. how you decide.
Why by 5 p.m.?
Because that's when the banks close. Remember the 45,000 we just talked about?
You want that today?
Of course. You want all this done as quickly as possible, right? That's why you're trying to kick me out by the end of the day. Oh, actually, I guess you could always wire the money to me rather than taking it out in cash. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. Once that's paid, we'll need to talk about division of property and assets.
What? You even want more?
I want what's fair, and I'm perfectly content to either negotiate with you directly or handle it through the courts. So how do you want to play this? It's your call. And your girlfriend works at the same company as you, right? Since she's pregnant, the sooner we make a clean break from each other the better. Don't you think people are gonna start wondering about your relationship soon?
All right. That's fine. Let's just settle this. How much do you think is fair?
Well, I'll take my car and you can keep yours, but I'm also entitled to half the house as well as what we've got in the bank.
What? You're gonna ruin me.
You've ruined yourself. You can buy out my half of the house for $300,000. Plus, $50,000 from savings and $45,000 in alimony. In total, $395,000. Not too bad, if I do say so. Didn't you hear that I have a child on the way? Well, let's make it an even $400,000 if you want to be difficult. Or we can go to court. I bet I get even more if we take it to court. You'll end up with my attorney fees as well.
Fine. I'll wire it to you, but then we're done with that money. There has to be some way that you can be out of the house by tonight.
All right, you're smart. I'll call some friends to see if I can stay somewhere while I find a new apartment. It shouldn't be a problem. I'll take the rest of the afternoon off from work so I can start packing. I'll have all my things packed and out of the house before dinner.
Wow, you really do that fast.
Are you surprised? I've known this day is coming for the past 2 years. And I prepared for it. I couldn't predict exactly when it would happen, but I had no doubt that it would happen eventually. Obviously, I didn't know she would be pregnant, but still, now that it's finally here, this will all be over soon. Unless you have anything else to talk about, I'll see you later this evening. What's that? Hey, Ethan. Stop ignoring me.
What? Why are you talking with me like that?
It really took you so long. You need to reply faster.
Okay, what do you want?
Are you ready to send me the last $45,000? You owe me that amount.
What? I don't owe you anything.
What are you talking about? You still owe me $45,000 in our agreement last month. You bought out my half of the house and gave me half of the savings, but you still owe $45,000. I mean $45,000 for the alimony. I haven't received it yet.
I did send you the money. I wired you all the money that you demanded. That should be enough to call it even. That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
I'm sorry. We agreed on $395,000 and I've only received $350,000. You still owe me $45,000.
What do you mean? You only received $350K? That is a lot of money. I don't think you're so greedy.
I agree it is a lot of money, but it's not the amount that we agreed on. Let me guess. You blew through the money so you could claim you don't have it. Actually, it doesn't matter. I don't have any evidence what happened. Frankly, I didn't care. The only thing that matters to me is that you pay it. If you like, I can contact your girlfriend and ask her to help you.
No, stop it. You have no business talking to her. This is between you and me.
You're getting awfully defensive about me talking to her. Is there something that you don't want me to say to her? If you don't want me talking to her and you refuse to pay the rest, I guess it's time to take the situation to attorneys.
Just be reasonable. We can settle this ourselves.
I don't think we can, and I'm tired of arguing with you about it.
Okay, fine. I will wire you now. Just step out of my life. Make sure you never contact me again.
Well, that's easy to threaten Ethan with the attorney. Now I get all the money I need. I have prepared for this situation, so I have no surprise about his girlfriend. At least, he's quite generous and give all the money due to out agreement. We haven't eaten and slept together for a long time. It's been nearly a divorce. But now I'm happy that I get out of that boring marriage. I'm rich and free now. It's so wonderful.
Hey, can you come to cook for me today? I have a big assignment, so I don't have time for cooking.
What? I am your sister-in-law, not your maid.
You think I am really consider you as my sister? You're such an huge idiot, Natty. Do you even have any neurons in your brain?
Lily, why you send me all this insults? What's wrong with you? Are you drunk or something? I know you don't like me, but not that kind of person who can talk that things.
Oh, if you know what, come to my home and do housework for me. I guess that you have at least a couple of remaining brain cells. I was a little worried that you are too dumb to understand what I say. So if you understand my saying, please come to my home before I died of starvation.
What unreasonable are you? Tell me why I have to help you with housework like a maid?
Because you are housewife of our family, even our big family. So my work is also what you have to do. Are you understand it clearly? If you don't, you're really an idiot. You know what, we start losing brain cells as we age. You might run out of pretty soon at this rate. Then I will told my brother and mom to kick you out of my house. 'Cause you won't have any value to us that time. So do housework for me is the solely way to help you stay at our house.
Haha. How hilarious are you? I think you should become a comedy actress. It's really crack me up. Working for the office is a kind of waste your talent. Normal people can never say the kind of words that you have just told me. If you want me to look up to you, please think about what you'll text me before you actually going through with it.
You're so arrogant towards me. Where did you even learn to say all of that back to me? You didn't even graduate high school. I thought that you were too dumb to even string together a full sentence. Stop trying to pretend that you're actually smart. It's just embarrassing watching you pretend like that.
Hayes. I never did anything to you. It's just a waste of my time if I keep on replying back to you.
But I have another important things to talk to you. That's I am going to be announcing the fact that I got engaged. Our big family, also contain our relative, decided to gather for dinner today. I want you to come as well.
That's a little sudden, right?
You definitely need to come. I'm not going to accept no as an answer. You need to help me with cooking and cleaning after the meeting. I will become a housewife like you after I married. And I'm never going to have to work ever again in my life. You know what? I married a very rich man that he coincide with me he want to have a wife which can do anything at home. And he will give me a lot of money.
What? I have never heard about him.
Yes, of course. We have just dated for 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Are you serious, Lily? You can't marry a man who you have just met.
Who care? What I care about is his family and his money. We decided to celebrate our wedding and no one can change that. I announced to you, not asked you for giving me the advice. I guess my life is going to be completely different to a loser like you. What a pity. You're going to continue working for the foreseeable future. You're so unlucky. You must be so jealous of me.
What? I'm really not. Why did you think that I would be jealous?
My finance has an amazing job at a very prestigious company. His salary is also really great. On top of that, he's really good looking. He's the kind of guy a high school dropout like you will never be able to get.
If it's your determine, I guess I will congratulations for that.
My family will take our reputation back soon. Thank to me.
What are you talking about? What reputation? What do you even mean by that?
You can see it clearly, my silly brother married a school dropout like you. It was really embarrassing for the rest of us to have welcomed someone like you into our family.
No members in our family even think that, excepted you, Lily. On my hush band has a biff love and tolerant. Not like you. Your personality is too bad that I can understand for you. Although I am a person who will follow the altruism. But I still wish you happy with your choice. I will come and help you at your engagement because you're still my sister-in-law. I will help you because I love Mom and my husband. I don't want them to see us act like stranger.
Wise choice, pretty. I think you are quite intelligent that you agree to do all thing like a maid for me.
Stop talking nonsense before I change my decision. I have so much works to do, so don't bother me anymore.
Okay, maid.
Goodbye.
Hey, Natty. I'm surprised because you managed to stay right till the end of our engagement. And thank you for doing all the preparing task at your best. I'm really appreciate it.
Is that you, Lily? I'm so surprised when you can sound that beautiful words. Not like before. Is that because of you have a husband and you realize yourself throughout?
Not all of that. But I know that you are not fully worthless like I have thought before. Actually, my husband forced me to tell this to you. If not, he won't give me any money.
Haha, but it still cracked me up.
I can't believe that you didn't do as I told you to. I told that when you finished cooking, you should go home to get rid of the embarrass for my family. But you was there. Just how stubborn are you? Or was it because you didn't understand what I was telling you?
What are you talking about? I didn't feel like there was any reason for me to be embarrassed about anything.
You didn't remember that you dropped out of school. You're damaging our reputation just by being married to my brother.
Actually, I'm not as big of an embarrassment when compared to you. Mom and my brother are going to cut all ties with you. They don't want to keep on being family member with an embarrassment like you. My husband said your wedding may be the last time they visited you. You know nothing about the love and respect for you relatives. All you care about is money and reputation. Mom is really disappointed about the daughter like you. You didn't respect and care about anyone. If you didn't fix it, your husband would realize that and get away from you as soon as possible.
I don't have any idea why you decided to make up lie like that. Maybe they were saying about you, loser.
Haha, you should ask mother or try to call her. If you didn't accept your mistake and change, no one would welcome you.
I don't believe you. I think that you just misheard them. And I am not going to forgive you for this. You're such an embarrassment to this family. A month later. Natty, are you there? Answer me. Now.
What are you going to talk?
There's one truth that I can't accept. You're the shareholder of my husband company. With 70% the shares? There's no way that's true.
Why can't you believe it? I'm actually the CEO of a fairly large company.
Stop saying all these lies to Mr. I'm not stupid enough to believe any of what you just told me. What's wrong with your brain?
I'm the one that should be saying that to you. You really should stop with that attitude. Are you sure that you want to be talking with me in this tone?
What? You're threatening me now?
I knew that your husband didn't give you any money after a time he lived with you. I and my husband tend to give you some money.
Yes, it's true. I have spending so much money recently, but my husband didn't pay for me anymore. I think I would receive your money. I won't be able to pay off my credit card if you don't send me the money.
You're going to have to figure out how to pay it off yourself. You should never spend more money than you earn anyway. Let this be a good financial lesson to you. Even children know this these days. I have no idea why you can't even understand something as simple as this.
You know I was off working when I got married. Now I'm not able to pay off my credit cards at this rate. That's going to put me in debt and I really don't want that.
You're older than me, sister. So let's pay the bill yourself.
Shut up. You have to give me the money to pay off my credit cards. Take responsibility to your action.
Responsibility? Why I have to take responsibility to you?
Because you're my sister-in-law and you have to pay for me.
There's no way I'm ever going to help you out with that attitude. You're not making any sense at all. You were the one that got yourself into this situation. You need to stop being so persistent. You're going to be even more hated if you keep going. You should be thankful about the fact that you were even receiving any pocket money. You're an adult already.
I can't believe that all these bad things are happening to me. And now I have to beg the loser like you to give me money. You even didn't enroll in the university.
Because I studied abroad, sis.
What? I didn't know about that.
Because you have never talked with me. You just insult me up to present. I graduated high school in Canada and then I went to the highest rated school in US. It's Harvard.
You graduated from Harvard? You're not telling me the truth, aren't you? I thought that you were an uneducated idiot.
Everything I just told you is completely true. My husband knew all of this and he's my coworker when I have just graduated.
Then I founded the company which imports a lot of goods. I won't get into details because your husband work in my company, you should care about his work and ask what him does. Don't just care about only money. And I think that he knew I am the CEO of his company, so he asked you to say thank with me. But you couldn't did that. Well, now you know. You really shouldn't be insulting not only my intelligence but also anyone else. It's because I didn't know about any of this.
You know what? A value of a human can't be evaluated by money and their social class.
It felt absolutely terrible. I can't believe that you could do this to me. This just proves how terrible of a human being you are. It really doesn't matter if you have a postgraduate degree.
I think it's clear who the terrible human being is. You should look back through the messages you've sent me to see how bad you are.
You need to stop mocking and looking down on me right now. I'm telling this to all of you. I'm going to make you regret it. Hey, loser, can you see that I am so happy now? My husband loved me and give me money again just because of some flattery.
Just continue to live like a parasite like that. And one day you will realize all I told you is the truth that you should follow.
The rest of Lily's family and relatives decided to cut ties with her completely, to let her know how hard to make money and how to respect everyone. She was kicked out of her husband's house because he revealed that all she'd done with him just because she needed money. She didn't love him. She had recently turned 30 years old, but STLL had no experience at all living by herself. She homeless, so she started working for a company that also provided housing for her. She has noon to depend on anymore. She regret about not hearing everyone advice for her better life.
What the heck is that? How dumb are you? Are you trying to embarrass me in front of everyone?
You mean the lunch? Wait. Was it really that bad? I thought I made pretty much the same lunch as I always make for you.
Wasn't that different to the usual? You know what that means, right? Every single lunch that you've ever packed for me has been terrible.
Would you be able to tell me what was so terrible about the lunch?
There just wasn't enough filling in the sandwich. I told you that I wanted chicken and bacon and ham. I can't believe that you forgot to include the bacon.
I tried to make the lunch a little more healthy today. And that's why I didn't put any bacon inside. I was really trying to do you a favor.
I don't want to hear any excuses like that. I know that you are just being lazy. Are you trying to make fun of me or something?
I swear that I'm not trying to make fun of you.
Don't you dare even think about it. You're in no position to make fun of me at all. You really need to respect me more.
What are you trying to say?
I just wanted to remind you how lucky you are to be married to me. I really have no idea why I decided to get married to a woman like you. I'm such an amazing person. I definitely deserve so much better.
So you regret getting married to me? Then is that why you treat me so terrible every single day? You've been saying some pretty harsh words to me recently. I've been feeling so terrible about myself because of your words. You know that you're just making the situation even worse by doing this, right?
What are you trying to say? You're talking back to me right now? You should be so grateful that you get to be a housewife. All you do is stay at home while I'm working so hard. You're in no position to talk back to me.
The way you've been treating me has gotten worse and worse. I think it's because I never disobeyed or talked back to you. I realize that things are going to get worse if I don't start standing up for myself. There's something I wanted to talk to you about. I think it will help us fix our relationship. What do you think about me starting to work a full-time job?
What? What did you just say? You're not serious, right? A 40-year-old grandma gonna do for a job? Are you kidding me? You really need to face reality. No company is going to want to employ someone like you.
I would have no problem finding a job. I was working a very good job until we got married. I have a lot of experience and I'm a fast learner. I think many companies would be happy to have me working for them.
You really do overestimate yourself, Naomi. I disagree with everything you just said. Nobody is going to want to hire you. Go ahead and try to find a job if you really want to. But I honestly don't care either way.
Fine, whatever. I'll go and look for a job myself. I was gonna ask you something else. Are you planning on coming to Alice's graduation ceremony?
Of course. I'm planning on coming. She's my precious daughter. Do you really think that I'm gonna give you permission to come? You're such a failure of a housewife. I'm sure that she wouldn't want you to come either. It's a very special day for her.
What? Did she really say that? She doesn't want me to come? I really want to go to my daughter's graduation.
She's not really your daughter though. Most of her genes must have been passed down from me. She's so smart and has so many friends. That's a huge difference compared to you. I know for sure that she's gonna succeed in life like me. She's my child and not really yours. I'm happy that she's smart and she's doing well at school.
I still want to attend her graduation as her mother. Isn't it way too harsh to exclude me from such an important family event? Have I really been that bad of a mother to deserve this treatment?
Yeah, don't you know by yourself? You really have been that bad. You're useless at everything that you tried to do. A terrible mother and a terrible housewife. You're no match for a hugely successful man like me.
You're taking things too far this time. There's really no need to insult me this much. I've been doing my best as a housewife supporting his family.
Are you really sure we've never really felt like you've done anything for us? I doubt we would notice a difference if you were to suddenly disappear.
Are you seriously saying that to me?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. You really are a useless human being. And we don't want you. Make sure you don't turn up to her graduation ceremony.
I don't believe any of this. I'll ask her myself about this. I'm part of this family and I don't believe that I should be excluded like this. We haven't been able to talk recently. So I'm going to communicate my feelings to you here. I realize that Lisa also feels the same way as you do about me. I'm gonna do what's best for this family.
Of course. She feels the same ways I do. She's just as smart as me. And she does know that you're such a huge embarrassment. You're the one that's holding this family back. We would be so much better off without you.
So you guys wouldn't really mind if I got a divorce with you, right?
That would be no problem at all. Get out of here. You're such a useless piece of trash. You probably have nowhere to go, right? There's no way that you're going to be able to live without my financial support. That's how worthless housewives like you are. I would have no problem at all even if you were to leave right now this moment.
There's no need to insult me anymore. I know that I'm very useless.
Yeah, you're finally starting to understand where you belong. A pathetic housewife like you doesn't have the right to attend our precious daughter's graduation. We're going to be perfectly fine without you. You need to get out of this family.
Fine, whatever. I'm going to do as you say now.
Hurry up and get out of my house. We're going to be completely fine without you.
I'm getting tired of hearing the same words over and over. I'm gonna take this opportunity to get rid of this family. I've already decided and I'm never going to come back. So bye now.
Where the heck did you go? There's no clean sock that I can wear. Would you hurry up and get the laundry done?
I'm sorry, but who is this?
What? Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about. What do you want from me? I'm not your personal cleaner. I think you might have wrong number. I don't see why I should be doing laundry for a stranger.
What are you talking about? I haven't seen you around the house for the past few days. Where the heck did you go?
Did you really forget already you were the one that told me to get out? Don't you really remember?
What are you talking about?
I just did as I was told and left. I have no plans on ever going back to live with you guys.
You're not gonna come back? You're just joking, right? Stop talking nonsense and come home. This is why I kept calling you such a useless wife. Stop wasting my precious time for nonsense like this.
I'm not coming back, Jimmy. And I'm no longer your wife. Would you please stop calling me your housewife? Now we're not a married couple anymore.
You're not gonna be my wife anymore. What are you talking about?
I was planning on signing my half of the divorce papers and leaving it on the table. I didn't want to leave my future in your hands. I decided to discuss my situation with a lawyer, so that the divorce would be a sure thing.
You talked to a lawyer about this? Did you just mention divorce papers? Are you seriously trying to get a divorce with me?
Yes, I am. You kept on telling me how worthless I am. You also called me that I was an embarrassment to the family. Did you really expect me to just agree to all the insults and stay married to you? You were the one that kept telling me to leave. I just did as you said. Don't worry about me coming to our graduation either. I'm definitely not going to go. I hope the two of you get along well together. You guys are so alike.
Are you serious about the divorce? There's no way that a pathetic housewife like you can live without me.
Jimmy, stop calling me that. How many times do I have to tell you the same thing? Your memory is worse than a goldfish.
What did you just say to me? How dare you? Stop talking back to me like this.
I told you that we're gonna get a divorce. I've already prepared for this. And there's no way for you to stop the divorce.
What is with your attitude all of a sudden, Naomi? You've never talked back to me like this before.
Just shut up already. I've had enough of you looking down on me like this. I've decided that I'm never gonna obey any of your orders again. I have no intention of holding back how I feel now. I'll just tell you how I feel. I really don't care how successful you are. Your personality and attitude is so terrible. No amount of success is gonna make up for that. You really are a trashy excuse for a human being. And I don't want to be associated with you at all.
How dare you say that to me? What has happened to you? You've changed so much.
I can't believe that the reason you contacted me was about a sock. How pathetic are you? I just went missing for a couple of days and that's what you're worried about. Do the laundry yourself.
You worthless piece of trash.
Stop calling me that. That's crossing the line.
What's happened to you, Naomi?
Oh, you still remember my name? As you only ever called me worthless housewife or a family embarrassment.
I would never forget my wife's name. Why are you so mad at me all of a sudden? I didn't do anything to you. Would you please just calm down?
Are you seriously saying that to me? You've been insulting me and ordered me around ever since we got married. I've been treated like a slave by my own family. You've even managed to convince Alice to think poorly of me. The two of you have looked down on me and excluded me all this time. Did you really think that I'd be happy being treated like that?
What are you talking about? Are you really serious about this divorce?
Of course. I'm serious about the divorce. It's not something that I would just joke about.
What are you planning to do after we get divorced? You have nowhere to go. Who's gonna do all the housework for us?
The housework? That's all you're worried about? I've had enough of you. You can figure that out for yourselves. I've already decided that I'm going to get out of this pathetic family. I've discussed this all with my lawyer.
Why did you have to get a lawyer?
Because I wanted the divorce to go through for sure. I know that you're going to refuse to sign the divorce papers. Also, I plan on asking for money from you for all the trauma and damage that you've caused me.
What are you talking about? You can't do that.
In fact, I can do that. I have so much evidence of all the abuse. But that's not everything.
What are you trying to suggest?
Did you really think that I wouldn't notice?
I don't know what you're talking about. There's no point trying to cover any of it up.
I know about it already. You've been cheating on me for a long time.
What? Stop talking nonsense. I have no idea what you're talking about. You're my wife. Hurry up now and get back home.
Do not try to change the subject. I have all the evidence. So there's no point trying to hide it anymore. I have no intention of ever coming back. I'm gonna make sure that we get divorced. I'm also going to make you pay for all the damage and trauma you caused me.
I'm definitely not gonna pay you for anything. There's no proof of me abusing you or cheating on you.
Did you really think I'd go through all this effort without any proof? I've been saving up lots of evidence for this moment. I've endured these tough times for a very long time. So that I can get my revenge.
You can't be serious about this. I really am.
I bet you didn't know that I wanted to get divorced from a very long time ago. I stayed married to you so that I could gather evidence against you.
I had no idea about that. Weren't you happy being my housewife? I was supporting you financially all this time. All you had to do was stay home and do a little bit of housework. You should be grateful for my supporting.
What? You were constantly harassing and insulting me. I really don't care about either of you anymore. I actually went to a job interview the other day. And I got hired straight away.
Really? A company hired you? They're making such a huge mistake.
Shut up. I no longer need your help anymore. I can support myself financially. I'm going to run out of place to live by myself. Alice told me that I was an embarrassment too, so she can stay with you after the divorce. I'm sure you'll get along well. I still can't believe that you're doing this to us.
Who's gonna do all the laundry and cleaning at my house now? Have you ever taught her how to do all the housework? I'm definitely not going to be doing it.
You plan on forcing your daughter to do all the housework? You really are a piece of trash. Why don't you ask the woman that you've been sleeping with for help? I don't care about any of that anymore. You can figure out all these problems yourself. Please never contact me ever again. Bye now. After that, I moved into a new apartment by herself and started working a full-time job at a new company. I'm now much busier than before. In contrast, Jimmy's life was falling apart. He had no idea how to do any of the housework. He tried to force Alice to do it. They got into many arguments. Jimmy lost most of his savings paying money to me for all the damage. I'm more satisfied and happy with my life these days.
Hey Alexa. It's been a while, right? Are you there? Come on, just respond already. It's not like I'm contacting you at midnight or something.
Hi, Amy.
Oh, there you are. Why you are so slow in replying to me?
Well, I only just finished up with work for the day. So I couldn't look at my phone until now. Yeah, it really has been a long time. We haven't seen each other since we graduated high school.
Yeah, I know. It's been way too long. So you're telling me you're still hard at work? I'm surprised.
I mean, yeah, of course. What's so surprising about that? I've worked really hard to land this job. It's the one I've been aiming for a long time.
I thought you would be the type who would want to end up being a stay-at-home mom or something.
What made you think that?
Well, you got married to the son of CEO, right?
Yeah, his father is the CEO of one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the industry. But it's not like I only married him for his money or something. I'd never do something like that. Wait a minute. Why do you know that? How do you know a lot about my private life?
Oh, you don't know that. With the intelligence network I have at my disposal, it's actually quite simple. To be honest, I was so surprised when hearing that news. For someone like you whose only quality was her book smarts, I couldn't believe you managed to marry into so much money.
Emmy, you make it sound like I only married him for his money. Like I said, it's not the truth.
Is that a hint of arrogance I sense? Are you trying to say that you're doing better than I am?
What? Where did you get that idea? I had no intention of doing anything like that.
Yeah, you'd be trying to pull off any kind of bragging. You made me get worried about how I'd respond.
Yeah, whatever. I don't want to explain more.
Anyways, I wanted to ask you about one thing. I hope you could do it for me.
Well, it depends on how is that request.
I wanted to ask you about could you give me that rich husband?
I'm sorry? Are you seriously asking that?
Yes, I think so. I pretty clearly stated it. I want you to give me your rich husband.
You made me speechless. I don't even know how to respond to that.
Why are you acting so weird about? I mean, the son of the president of a company is practically a celebrity. I just feel like his potential is just completely wasted on a plain boring woman like you. That's all. I feel like he'd be better suited to someone whose heart and looks are pretty and glittery. Someone like me totally suits him a lot better than you do.
Sorry, I didn't respond for a second. I needed to restart my brain after seeing the absurdity of what you wrote. Before I can even try to delve into your nonsense, I've got to ask, have you actually met my husband?
Nope.
So you're just asking me to hand him over to you without ever having seen him? Are you crazy?
What's wrong with that? It's fine, isn't it? He's got such a prestigious position that there's enough value in getting him as a husband.
Your thinking is just wrong. What is wrong with you? What do you mean there's enough value? Do you really take marrying someone that lightly? And that's not even going into how wrong it is for you to just openly ask to take someone's husband from them without even having seen them.
What are you going on about? Stop acting like I'm trying to do something unspeakable. All I'm doing is giving you advice. Ask someone who is much prettier than you, you should take my advice. I'm telling you, someone like him is much more well suited to be with someone who matches his level.
What? I don't need your advice. It doesn't make sense at all.
No, I'm just telling you what should be common knowledge. Don't you know anything about what society is really like? I mean, isn't it obvious that a man used to a luxury life would want a wife that matches that luxury style? You can't tell me. You don't understand it. I bet he just got some circumstances surrounding him where he just felt like he needed to settle for marrying someone like you. I know that if I were to appear in front of him, he would fall in love with me in an instant. If you just stay quiet and out of the way, you don't even have to do much to give him up. Just let me do my work and he'll come to me on his own. Then I'll be right by his side as we start to live such a gorgeous life together.
I don't know what to say now. You must be out of your mind. No matter what you say, I am not divorcing my husband. And it's not just because we love each other. Not only are we husband and wife, but we're also business partners. If I were to use your wording, I would say that I am the only one who deserves to be by his side.
Excuse me.
I will not just let you walk all over me with your selfish. You're an adult now. I highly suggest you start acting like it. Don't you start naively talking like you know how the world works.
I don't care if you think I'm naive.
I think you just need to accept that the world doesn't revolve around you.
What's wrong with you? Some plain woman like you acting like she can appreciate the kind of life she has. I hope you know that you're not going to beat me on this. I am going to take your husband from you. I deserve what's the best for me. I will make you pay dearly for denying me. Hey Alexa.
Oh, you again?
You're on your honeymoon, right?
I don't see how that's irrelevant. What do you want?
Well, after looking into lots of popular honeymoon spots, I finally caught up to you. I've tracked you down.
Excuse me? You did what?
Aren't you still a little nervous? I know you haven't seen your husband since yesterday.
Why do you ask?
Well, I thought you might be able to guess. He's with me right now. Surprise?
What?
I mean, honestly, your husband was just too easy. I just made a cute little face, and from then on he couldn't keep his eyes off me. And he just came home with me.
I'm sorry.
Well, we've been having quite a bit of fun together. I guess that's just a way of saying I stole your honeymoon from you.
So what are you talking about? Anyway, if you think you're talking about my husband, well, sorry to disappoint you, but he's right here next to me.
Of course you'd say something like that trying to hide how much pain you're feeling. I'm struggling not to laugh at how sad that is going on. Enjoy your little Hawaii trip alone now.
I see you're wrong in more ways than one. We are nowhere near Hawaii.
Sure. Just keep going on with the little steps to try to hide your broken heart. It's not good to bottle up your negative emotions for so long, so you should cut it out soon. It's gonna hurt more later.
I think it'll hurt for you more if you don't start accepting that you really screwed up. Not that I really expect you'll ever believe me.
Excuse me?
Like I already told. There's no way I'd ever divorce my husband and give him to you. And he is saying that he's never once thought about leaving me either.
Oh really now?
Well, I don't really understand what sort of enjoyment you're getting out of trying to rile me up. But my husband's telling me that he has a visceral hatred for women like you. And there's no way he would even look at you, let alone fall for you.
That's totally hilarious. You really come up with lots of crazy things to say. The man who's been with me the best parts of me would never say something like that about me. Especially not after I just had such a hot night together. And of course he's right next to me right now. So I know you're lying.
Either your information network is way off the mark or you need to get your eyes checked. Are you sure you're not mistaking him for someone else? Well, anyway, my husband and I have things to do together, so...
Yeah, run along now and cry it out already. Go on and enjoy your heartbreaking single trip. Hi there. Alexa? How is this going? I've heard some really good news that I just had to ask you about. I heard your husband divorced you.
You seriously haven't given up on this yet? I'd really like to just ignore you and let you live your life in your own little mistaken world. But seriously, what are you trying to do by trying to get me angry so much? What's your goal here?
What? I'm not doing something like that. Don't make it sound like I'm doing something mean. I'm with my fated partner, who's supposed to become my husband. He only married to you by accident. All I did was get him back from you to fix the mistake. And now things can go as they were supposed to from the start.
Every time you text me, I'm astonished at how utterly clueless you are. Every time you text me, I'm astonished at how utterly clueless you are. What are you even talking about? How can someone you've literally never met be your fated partner? There's no reason to believe that could ever happen.
I'm starting to think you're the completely clueless one here. I'm telling you, your ex-husband is here, with me right now. We just filed our marriage registration. How can you continue to be stuck in denial?
I don't know if you can call it denial. I can't tell how imaginary you are. Really, we haven't even gotten divorced.
Well, you are so stupid, Alexa. You should change your surname in stupid now. Alexa Stupid. That means he divorced you without you knowing.
What? You don't make no sense at all. Anyway, I don't want to lengthen your stupid story. You must be next to someone now, right?
I've told you a bunch of times already. I'm with your ex-husband. This is the first time I've been with someone I just have such good chemistry with. Sam is so great. I'm in love with him so much. Getting married to him is the best choice in my life.
Oh, his name is Sam, right?
Yeah, don't tell me that you forget your husband's name. Such a useless wife ever.
Well, I have to tell you something. Sorry to disappoint you, but my husband's name is not Sam.
What? Are you kidding me? You got the same surname as him. Sam Cruz. And you are Alexa Cruz. Tell me, how am I wrong for that? Oh, I know you are just making things up. Stop it, Alexa. It doesn't work for me.
Okay, I will tell you more clearly. My husband's name is Peter. Peter Cruz. And by the way, we're in the UK right now. Our company is going to open a branch in London, and so we have moved to the UK for the past 2 years. In fact, we did throw a honeymoon in Hawaii. But due to some businesses, we had to flight back to UK not long after that. But that trip was 2 months ago. Maybe due to that fact that I have just posted these images on social media recently. You are literally the stupid one.
Really? You must be lying to me?
No, Emmy. I'm dead serious right now. There is no point for me in lying.
But who the foo is the guy I got married to?
Well, I can't say. I have never heard the name you mentioned. So why were you so utterly convinced that guy was my husband anyway?
I talked to him in front of that hotel in Hawaii. After he talked to you for a while, it seemed like he was storming off somewhere to do something on his own. So I thought that was my chance to nab him. That's when I seduced him and invited him to my room.
Wait a minute. Could you be talking about that one lanky guy with bleached blonde hair who was wearing some jacket with a super gaudy design?
Yes, that's him. I remember that jacket. I remember thinking you couldn't possibly appreciate something that flashy. So you did know who I was talking about?
I mean, I saw the guy. But I have no idea who is that guy.
What? How could you not know him? How? I don't understand.
Well, I can only guess a little bit.
Just tell me. Who is this?
Maybe he is the guy who flirted me when I was in that hotel. We just had a chat for a short time. Oh, I remembered that we got the surname. What a coincidence!
I still don't understand.
Well, my husband and I were on our way to the airport. So it was when we were checking out of our hotel. The thing is, Peter, my husband, forgot something back in our room, so I waited in the hotel lobby while he went to get it. That's when that guy approached me and started trying to hit me up. But once I told him that I was a married woman on my honeymoon, he started looking annoyed. And when I told him that my husband would be back shortly, he stormed off in a huff, grumbling under his breath. That's all the extent of my knowledge of this guy.
Can't believe it. I got married into a random man.
Well, that certainly sounds like that to me.
What I really did.
But is that really a problem if you adore him as much as you make it sound? Isn't that fine anyway?
No, no. It's all wrong. I thought I could steal your gold mine from you. I was going to secure myself a life of luxury by taking him for myself. I did everything I could for the past 3 months to get him to love me. And now you're telling me it was just for some worthless guy. How could this happen to me? I don't deserve this. Please, Alexa. Can you help me? I don't want to bury me life with this man. I did a very big mistake.
But how? How can I get you out of your problem? You should do it by your own.
Please, Alexa. You doing business, so you must know a lot good lawyers. Can you let them get out of this stupid marriage?
Are you for real? You got what you deserved, Emmy. No one can help you.
Alexa.
After that, I blocked Emmy's number. Alexa couldn't stand still in that marriage, and then she filed for divorce with her great husband. Ironically, she had to share her assets for this man after the court. It must be a big lesson for her. I'm so lucky not to have spent any second of my life with these toxic people.